Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Bhakti Ratnakara. Mute your mic there, Shamaguri, please. Hare Krishna. Sri Ramachandra Kaviraj. Ramachandra was illustrious as his parents, and brother Mahanda was born after his brother. From his very childhood, Ramachandra had a great leaning towards religion and used to behave with the neighbors from a very impartial point of view. He quickly gained knowledge of all types of scriptures. Observing Ramachandra's unique qualities, intelligent people began to speculate that he might be an incarnation of some deity. He quickly and easily gained knowledge of all types of scriptures. By his own, he had taken birth, by his own will, he had taken birth in a Vaidya family, and thus people thought he was an ordinary person. The Vaishnavas began to think that if he chose the path of a Vaishnava, he could get many Vaishnava companions in the future. As time passed, people began to take more and more interest in Ramachandra. I will not describe the circumstances under which Ramachandra became a disciple of Srinivasa Acharya, but I would like to describe the incident in Vrindavan from which Ramachandra got his title Kaviraj. Sri Paramananda Bhattacharya, Sri Jiva Goswami, and the inhabitants of Vrindavan were all enchanted by the poetry of Ramachandra, and they confirmed the title of Kaviraj. Ramachandra Kaviraj was a very qualified man and an intimate associate of Narottam Mahasya. In the drama Sri Sangita Madhava, the same information about Ramachandra has been quoted. I will discuss the relation between Ramachandra and Narottam later on, but here I am giving it in a nutshell. Kaviraj and Nartam were inseparable, and people used to utter their names as though they were one person, like Naranarayan. They appeared in this world to bring happiness to mankind. As brilliant scholars of the scriptures, they easily defeated the views of the heretics. They were expert in teaching the science of devotion, and their genius was universally accepted. In the book Sangita Madhava, the same has been quoted. Sri Nartam. Sri Nartam was a great Vaishnava and a lifelong brahmachari who had visited all the holy places. In Sangita Madhava, the same description of Nartam has been given. Ordinary people could not understand the depth of Nartam's character. He had taken birth simply out of attraction for Sri Caitanya. Nartam was born on the day of the full moon of the month of Magha, just as the moon grows fuller day by day. Just as the moon grows fuller day by day, so also Nartam grew. He took education in all the scriptures and proved himself very efficient in them. He used to absorb in thought of the rare qualities of Sri Chaitanya. According to the design of Mahaprabhu, he proved himself as the personification of love and devotion, with no attraction for worldly materials. From a young age, he looked forward to the day he could leave home and live like an ascetic. He continually prayed to Sri Chaitanya, Nityananda, and others to fulfill that desire. Mahaprabhu and his associates appeared before Nartam in a dream and pacified him in various affectionate ways. Once an envoy came from the king of Gaudia, and Nartam's father and uncle were called to Gauda for some important business with the king. He took their absence as a chance to deceive his caretaker, console his mother, and leave his home. His loving mother, Narayani, was a sweet natured woman. Their relationship had been close and confident, and she had never suspected her son might leave home forever. Narottam cautiously left his house, carrying the memory of the feet of Mahaprabhu in his mind. On the day of the full moon in the month of Karti, Narottam left his house. As bright and beautiful young man, he visited many holy places before reaching Vrindavan, and he took initiation from Lokanath Goswami. Lokanath accepted Narottam as his disciple on the day of the full moon in the month of Sravana. Sri Lokanath. I would like to describe the wonderful character. I would like to describe the wonderful character of Sri Lokanath. His father was Paramananda Chakravarti. His mother was Sita, and they lived in the village of Talakane in Jasora district. In the book Panchan Rukutama, the genealogy of Lokanath's family has been given. The old Brahmana Padmavanava was the father of Lokanath and the favorite associate of Advaita Prabhu. Lokanath, however, felt no attachment for his home and left to join Mahaprabhu in Navadvip. Mahaprabhu Gaurachandra showered Lokanath with favor and advised him to leave for Vrindavan immediately. Mahaprabhu purposely ordered him to go because he would accept the life of an ascetic. As an ascetic, Mahaprabhu would travel to Vrindavan and he sent Lokanath there in advance. Lokanath understood the Lord's intentions and knew that Mahaprabhu would accept sannyas in a day or two. How could the intimate associates of Mahaprabhu tolerate his hair cutting ceremony when the Lord would discard his beautiful curly locks? Lokanath could not even think of the scene and fell crying at the feet of Mahaprabhu. The Supreme Lord Mahaprabhu understood the mind of Lokanath, consoled him in affectionate embrace, and silently directed him to go to Vrindavan. Lokanath dedicated himself to the gracious feet of Mahaprabhu, bowed at the feet of the associates of Mahaprabhu, and left for Navadvip. He wandered with a heavy heart, visiting many holy places before he reached Vrindavan. Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who was always bound by the love of his devotees, accepted the life of an ascetic and went to Nilachal to see Nilachal Chandra. From there, Mahaprabhu traveled to South India. When Lokanath heard about Mahaprabhu's itinerary, he also started for the south. From South India, Mahaprabhu went to Vrindavan. Lokanath got news of that and immediately headed towards Vraj. From Vrindavan, Mahaprabhu started for Prayag, and when Lokanath heard that, he became extremely perturbed. He resolved to go to Prayag on the following morning, but Mahaprabhu appeared to him in a dream and ordered him to stay in Vrindavan. Lokanath could not disobey the order of Mahaprabhu and remained in seclusion in Vrindavan. After a long time, he met Rupa Sanatan in Vrindavan, and they became very happy in each other's association. He also met Sri Gopal Bhatta and others and accepted him very affectionately. Their relation between Bhargava and Lokanath was so intimate that their separate bodies seemed to be the only difference between them. Prabhu Lokanath became experienced in every sphere of life and remained in the service of Srimat Govinda and others for a long time. His absorption in divine love and distaste for worldly matters made him illustrious throughout the world. In the book Hari Bhakti Vilas, Goswami Sanatan mentioned Lokanath's name while starting Mangala Charana. He wrote, "May Sri Kashishwar Goswami Prabhu increase the beauty of Vrindavan by his presence, and may Krishnadas Kaviraj Prabhu and Lokanath Prabhu also shine there." At the beginning of the book, Sri Vaishnava Tosani, he mentioned Lokanath's name for auspiciousness. I sing the praise of Srimat Kashishwar, Srimati Lokanath, and Srimat Krishnadas Prabhu, who have dedicated themselves to the feet of Lord Govinda. Lokanath took pleasure in visiting all the places in Vrindavan where Krishna had enacted his pastimes. Kishore Kund was a holy spot in the village of Umaro, near Chatravana. Lokanath decided to live there in seclusion, cherishing the hope that he could one day serve the deity of Krishna. Mahaprabhu understood the desire of Lokanath and appeared before him, disguised and carrying a deity of Krishna. He put the deity named Radha Vinod in Lokanath's hands and immediately disappeared. Lokanath could not understand who had given him such a beautiful deity, nor where the person had gone. Seeing Lokanath's bewildered state, Sri Radha Vinod smiled and explained, "I have been staying in the forest near Shore Kund in this village of Umaro. I could not understand that you were not satisfied. I could understand you were not satisfied. So I came to you on my own without taking anyone's help. Now please feed me. Lokanath could only stand with tears flowing from his eyes. Yet he hurriedly cooked some food and offered it to Radhavana. He then made a bed of flowers and requested the deity to lie down there. Lokanath fanned him with a leaf and then massaged his legs, getting great satisfaction. He wholly dedicated himself to the feet of Mahaprabhu and became absorbed in the nectar like beauty of Mahaprabhu. He hastily sewed together a small cloth bag as a temple for the deity. The small cloth bag glowed with divine light. Lokanath hung it around his neck and carried Radha with him wherever he went. The people of the village wanted to build a cottage for Lokanath, but he was quite satisfied living under a tree and did not want a cottage. Lokanath did not have the slightest interest in his own needs or comfort. Ordinary people could not realize the depth of his detachment. After a long time in Amaro, Lokanath went to Vrindavan, where the Goswamis heartily accepted him and cared for him. He lived there very happily for a long time. But the fire of separation began to burn in his heart. The disappearance of Sanata and Rupa and other devotees created a great vacuum in Vrindavan Vaishnava community. At that time, Narottam arrived in Vrindavan and immediately engaged himself in the continuous service of Lokanath. Lokanath was satisfied with Narottam's attitude and gave him Diksha mantra. Sri Gopal Bhatta and the other Vaishnavas accepted Narottam as an intimate friend. Narottam got the title Thakur Mahasya, along with the affection of Sri Jiva Goswami. Srinivas Acharya met Narottam in Vrindavan, and gradually a dynamic new circle of Vaishnavas was established there. Srinivas also met Shamananda in Vrindavan. Sri Shamananda lived in the village named Dandeshwara. His mother was Sri Dwika, and his father was Sri Krishna Mandala. Shamananda was born of a Sadgopa family. He regarded Lord Krishna as his life and soul. Hare Krishna. And the Vaishnavas were very dear to him. Shamananda was born of a Sadgopa family. He regarded Lord Krishna as his life and soul, and the Vaishnavas were very dear to him. I will not give details of the lives of Sri Krishna Mandala and Sri Dwarka, because in doing so, the book would become too voluminous. Shamananda's father formerly lived in a village named Dayendra Vadapura. Some experts say that Shamananda was born there. Some said that Mandala had lost his eldest son and daughter, and Shamananda was his third child. Shamananda was born at an auspicious moment, and from the moment of his birth, he charmed the local village people. Save this for a little later here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. The tree, the desire tree of devotional service, chapter 9 of Adi Lila in Caitanya Charitamrita. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master of the entire world, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah. Do you guys know how to mute your mic? I think it's probably Shimaguri. Do you know how to mute your mic, please? You should be able to learn that. Okay, I'm sorry, Shamaguri. I have to take you down because you're. Can you mute your mic? You see how to do that, Shamaguri? There's an icon there. See, it looks like a microphone. You just click it. You don't see any icon?
No, sorry.
Okay, then be very quiet. Okay, so I can.
Yeah, I just went to get the Adi Leela books.
Okay. Okay.
I have.
Okay.
Will you tell me again which one?
Yes. Okay. It's chapter 9 of Adi Leela, Tree of Devotional Service. Let me offer my
volume 2?
Chapter 9. No, I don't know what volume. It's chapter 9. Adi Leela, chapter 9.
I got it.
Okay. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master of the entire world. So please ask your son how to mute your microphone next time, okay? So let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master of the entire world, Lord Krishna Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even a dog can swim across a great ocean. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master of the world, Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even a dog can swim across a great ocean. And all glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is known as Gaur Hari, and all glories to Advaita Acharya Nityananda Prabhu. All glories to the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, headed by Srivas Thakur. In order to fulfill all my desires, I remember their lotus feet. I also remember the 6 Goswamis, Rupa and Sanatan, and Bhatta Raghunath, Sri Jiva, and Gopal Bhatta, and Dasa Raghunath. It is by the mercy of all these Vaishnavas and Gurus that I attempt to write about the pastimes and qualities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whether I know or know not, it is for self-purification. So yeah, so the question was, what does it mean that Krishna is our life and soul, is your life and soul? See, what does it mean? See, well, people don't know what it means because they're filled with the life and soul of Krishna in the form of the modes of nature. So they're filled with that energy, and it's the same and different than Krishna's spiritual energy. It's because it's his energy. It's from him, but it blocks who he really is and what he really is in truth. It's like his, again, like we speak all the time, it's his shadow potency. So people normally are filled with that the modes of passion, ignorance, and goodness. Even these are energies. They're filled. They live on it. It is their life and soul. That's why a person in the mode of goodness, they live in that way. It's their life to live in a good way, in a austere way, in a renounced way, because their life and soul is the energy of the mode of goodness. In the mode of passion, their passionate energy is in them. See, they go and run around fruitively, buying things, making things, building things. See, the mode of passion is in them. That's why even we may have relationships with people that have these modes in them, and they wonder, you don't. So it's not a wonder why can't they relate to me? Why can't they understand what I'm doing? Why can't they understand my happiness? See, because their happiness is in the modes of nature. And then they look at you and they think you're from a foreign land or something. See, so the spiritual potency is what these Vaishnavas are made out of. These persons, they're filled with love of God. See, love of God. That's why, and most people are not attracted to that because they're attracted to the modes. See, material modes of nature. See, therefore, they're not attracted to love of God. They're not attracted to transcendental mellows. See, that are in the devotees. That's the life and soul of devotees. When you start getting cleared out and cleaned out, if you're not in touch with these spiritual energy, you're just like this hollow tube with no life. You can't get life from the world because it's not your life and soul anymore. Your life and soul is a spiritual potency. That's how Krishna gets us. See, that's the mercy of Lord Caitanya, that we can cross this vast ocean of illusion. This whole universe is filled with the modes of nature. It's like an ocean of it. How are you going to cross? You need this mercy. You need to be filled with this ecstatic potency. See, it's real happiness. It's this ecstasy. Without it, people are not really happy, even though they are happy and sad. They go through these cycles of happiness and sadness. It's not permanent. That's why you wear the body out and you come back and you do it again, because it's not permanent. You can't sustain this forever. This we can sustain forever. When the body drops, this goes on. This happiness stays with the devotees. This is called the awakening. See, this is called liberation by becoming an associate of the Lord. You like to associate with God's name, and his pastimes, his qualities. They're spiritual to you. You feel them. You feel in it. You're getting it. You get life from that. You get life from associating with devotees, even by chanting their pastimes. That's why these books are written, so that we can chant them in the future. These books are written for us now. Otherwise, we wouldn't have any association with these great Vaishnavas. How would you know them? How would you know who they are, what they are? See? So the Lord gives us this love of God, this taste, this bhakti lata bij, so that we can relish their association and we can get life from that. It's like our food, our bread. It's the bread of life that Jesus was talking about. See? Spiritual bread, spiritual life. See? Otherwise, the world is just dead. It's dead in the modes. For a real devotee, it's just people are just not. It's just like the movies, zombie apocalypse. You don't have to wait for people to walk around like zombies. They already are. I mean, to a devotee, it's no life. They're walking dead. Jesus said, "Let the dead bury the dead." What do you think he meant? He had life, man. He had real life. That's why people still, that are pious, they go to the Bible. They read the words of the glorification of real devotees. There's no other life. Everything else is not real life. Yeah. So, anyway, that's one way to explain what is when Krishna is your life and soul. The spiritual potency is your life and soul. It's the personal energy of God. It's what he lives on and from and through and as. Otherwise, we don't know what is God. This is why people are filled with the modes and they don't know what is God. Even demigods don't know what is God. They're filled with the mode of goodness. It blocks their understanding, their view of the true Lord. See? So they also, if they're intelligent, they also want this mercy. That's why you have to get it from a Vaishnava, a mature Vaishnava. Otherwise, how can you get this? See? So you got to get this from a devotee. Yeah. So that's initiation. Like one devotee was asking, somebody asked her for initiation, so you got to ask, you got to inquire to go beyond superficial things. Well, what is initiation? Initiation into what? Into some formal thing, some formality of some external, like what is the meaning of initiation? So, well, the Lord Chaitanya taught the meaning of initiation is initiating the spiritual awareness in you. The spiritual, where you become aware of what is spirit. You're awakened. Your soul is awakened to perceive these things. Otherwise, you have no real initiation. It's external. It's this Brahmin thing. Look how there's so many Brahmins, so many sannyasis. But most are not awakened. They don't know. They're just still got the mode of goodness, and they think that's spiritual. That's not spiritual yet. Even the Lord, Lord taught transcendental principles. We teach transcendental principles. That's not enough. That doesn't purify you at all on the spiritual level. See? Not at all on the spiritual level. Material level, yes. Okay, you go from passion to goodness. Whoopee-doo. Okay, that's nice. You get a better birth, but still you get a birth in the material world. Purification in the eyes of devotees is a true initiation, initiated into the spiritual dimension of consciousness, where you can feel the spiritual reality that's so untrue to the world. This is why people, the natural man, Paul called it, can't understand the ways of the spirit. That's why they killed Jesus, because they couldn't understand the ways of the spirit. That's why they whipped Haridas Thakur in 21 marketplaces. They can't understand the ways of the spirit. That's why people can't understand our preaching. They can't understand. That's religion still. Religious people cannot understand this. They're at best pious. Jarasandha, a religious king, couldn't understand Krishna, the real God. So yeah, I mean, this is what this is about. This preaching is about, is to attract people to the spiritual platform, to convince them that they're walking zombies in this world without it. You're dead. You're going to take more births. You want freedom? Freedom is in this association here, in this particular sangha. Is one out of millions of sanghas. Most are not. They can't even relate to what we're doing, because they're still filled with the external energy of the Lord. We're filled with the internal energy of the Lord. That's why the classes are so good. I was writing something, and I'm surprised myself. When I write something, it's fantastic. It's like, wow, that's like a divine gift. This is the way of the spiritual potency. That's why we read Krishnadas Kaviraj got the title Kaviraj. The other Kaviraj we read about this morning, I forgot his name, but he's became Kaviraj because they're filled with the spiritual potency, and what they do is really beautiful, and eventually becomes recognized. But it takes a while, because people are filled with the modes, and great scholars are jealous of these persons. They're jealous of right. They can't, and they don't even know that. They're just filled with humanness. It's human to be jealous and angry and hateful, and to hate demons, and demons to hate humanity. And is it a wonder why they don't know what the hell we're doing? It's spiritual here, and that's why, we're lucky that we get cleansed coming here. We get cleansed to the point we like spiritual topics, discussions about the absolute truth. We like to help make it clear for humanity what's really real forever, and try to attract them away from the illusion, to cultivating the illusion over and over again. That's the cycle of birth and death. That's all you got in your life. Just illusion, illusion, illusion. You got none of this. No contact with what is of the spirit. That's why people must meet the devotees. Otherwise, they have no contact with spirit. They're always associating with people in Maya, with other zombies like themselves. Sorry, everybody is a zombie. We're all zombies without the spiritual potency. It's just a fact. That's part of being humble. Want to be humble, just accept your lot. Man, I'm a zombie sannyasi. I'm a zombie guru. If you can just say that, man, now you're getting to know who the heck you are in your real position. You're a zombie until you're doing what we're doing, until you're relishing what we're relishing, until tears are squirting out of your eyes and the holy laughter is coming from your heart, your jubilant heart, because of Krishna's come to you, is manifesting himself to you. And the love of God awakens in your heart and shows you what is real for the first time in your life. That's the revolution. Now that's initiation. Are you like that? Right. So if you're a guru like that, can you initiate people's spiritual life? Can you bring them through the purification of the modes, exhorting them out of them by speaking the truth, getting these modes out of people, man? Do you have that kind of spiritual potency? That's why you cannot just be a guru. I mean, not on this standard. You could be like on the practice standard, the children playing doctor standard. But are you got oh, really, what we're teaching here is being a guru on the standard of Caitanya Charitamrita chapter 1. Read that chapter and just ask yourself, that's the kind of initiation you want to give or get. That's why I didn't do, this happened spontaneously, and I had to be confirmed by Prabhupada and Krishna. Just the books we're reading are confirmed by Vaishnavas and Krishna. This is why this preaching was confirmed by Krishna and Prabhupada. We're here to wake people up, man. It takes spiritual potency, man, strong. To lift them out of the modes, it's just like Varaha lifting the earth out of the waters of devastation. People are being devastated here every day by the waters of Maya, illusion, coverings. So, getting back to the book here. So, yeah. See, all glories to Krishna Chaitanya. All glories to the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, headed by Srivas Thakur. In order to fulfill all my desires, I remember their lotus feet. And that's the only way. We have to. We get life from these are our heroes. Like Raghunath Das said, I'm trapped in this illusion, this ocean of illusion, man. I've got people on all sides of me misdirecting me. Always telling me the wrong thing. Misguidance everywhere. Oh, may the heroic devotees save me. That's just that. That's just I do that every day. That's what you guys are. You chant these prayers because of that help. They come and they rescue us. That's why ultimately you have to see, look at me. I'm a big sannyasi. I'm a big guru, and I'm still drowning in this ocean. I need to be saved. Where's the living devotee in this world? Because I certainly couldn't do it myself, and I can't even do it from the books. See? People have to realize that I don't see anybody strong enough, man, to do it on. It's very rare. And even if you get some spiritual awakening, and if Krishna gives you intelligence, you would come to a society of devotees like this because it's so rare. You get so much strength here. This is intelligence. Coming into a society of ecstatic devotees. Oh my God. That's like going to Vrindavan, and having the Goswami associates. Of course, they were like very powerful devotees, but still, at least we have that ecstasy that they have. By their mercy, we got it, even though we're nicompoops compared to them. We'll look at the kind of austerity we have, but they're giving the results of their austerity simply because we have faith in them. Faith in their activities, faith in their faith. in what they have faith in. They're turning over their austerities, the results of them, which is simply love of Krishna, man, attraction to the transcendental Lord, to read their books that they love and relish the books that they love, that they wrote. No, tell me if you can get a better deal than that. This is why Narayan Raj says after many lifetimes you'll get this prema that we have, that gives us this ability to relish these books, and it's not just an intellectual affair of memorization of them. Oh, I memorized all Rupa Goswami's, all of his books. Now I have realized Krishna. Oh, really? No, you coming to the point of transcendental relish, when you feel that this is your life, that this is your master coming through those devotees, man. They've been accepted by the Lord. They are the Lord as a devotee incarnation, man. Shakti Veshavatars. And that Shakti comes in because of our faith, because of our attraction. That Shakti comes to us into our hearts, and we can take advantage of that life. And it is life, man. It's the only life in this world, are the Vaishnavas. What do you think Jesus meant? While I'm in this world, I'm the life of this world. By just preaching about beings like Jesus, the life is in this world. Otherwise, there's no life here. Preaching these books of these Goswamis and Krishnadas Kaviraj and Prabhupada is life, man. Preaching the preaching of these devotees like Prabhupada here. There's life in this. Oh, there's no life. Okay? And we preach the confidential stuff. Not just, hey, man, let me tell you about Prabhupada and all the rules he taught and all the temples he built. External. Everything's external in this world, even in religion, in Vaishnava. External. Big formalities and ceremonies. Everything's outside, and not inside. The inside truth. See? Confidential truths. See? And they're not attracted because they're external devotees. I'm not attracted to that. They're not attracted to this. I'm not attracted to that. Yeah. So I'm just going to continue preaching the stronger thing. The stronger thing conquers everything. The stronger thing is Krishna inside. See? The spiritual potency. See? Just like these devotees, man. They defeated the heretics. See, heretics are all in religion. They're all these Vaishnavas. Most of them are heretics. I don't care. They don't like it. It's the truth. You don't like this preaching? You're a heretic, man. Let's pull your hair out. Heretic. Like a tick. Heretic. You're an illusionist. See, you create illusions. Like you're some big thing, then you're nothing. Let me create the illusion. Look at me, I'm a big guru. You puff yourself. See, I'm an illustrious guru. I'm Radhanath. I'm sick of hypocrisies, man. Either you're the real guru or not, man. Can you deliver your disciples or not? Stop beating around the bush. Oh, I'd never compare myself with Prabhupada or any of these. But come worship me. Come on, I'm sick of it. Is anybody else sick of it? Are you sick of hypocrisy? I think Jesus was sick of hypocrisy. Don't go associate with these hypocrites, man. You want to get out, just admit you're a nincompoop. You're a fool. That's what I do. And I glorify the absolute eternal truth. The Lord gives me the power to do it because, Gaurahari accepts he's an idiot. He's a fool. He's stupid. I can use a guy like that. Let me fill that person with something to say that has some impact, some real meaning to those who have some good sense. See, we all become like that here. That's the whole point. You become like this example. filled with the Holy Spirit, the real Spirit of God, man, transcendental to all the modes of nature. Okay? And you liberate people because you teach what is real that nobody else can teach. Everybody's teaching some level of illusion. Illusionists, heretics, all this stuff we're dealing with there in this world. See? So the devotees took pleasure of destroying the heretics' mentality. Isn't it nice? I like it. That's why I say, man, it's wonderful to speak the truth, to relish the truth, to dismantle the illogical, mentality of these people that are coming. In this world and trying to act like they're gurus and teachers and sannyasis and don't even know the true meaning or where it's all leading. Where it's all leading is this, is to be filled with the devotional spirit of God, the love of God, man. It was always about that. Wasn't it about that for the early Christians? The love of God. They always spoke of it's the love of God. Are you filled with the love of God or the love of the world? Do you love the world or do you love the transcendental Lord? Because of Lord Caitanya, we can define this even more. What is this love of God, man? It's a potency. It's natural. It's real to the awakened soul. And come here and we'll awaken your soul so you can perceive what is eternal and become immortal. And then you look at these demons trying to be immortal by putting their self in clones and robots and all this other crazy stuff. It's insane, totally. Yeah, all this stuff going on is just it's so ridiculous, so material, so infantile. People just taking pleasure in destroying the world. And there's only reason for that is because people are taking shelter of the Lord's shadow. What do you expect? You take shelter. You believe in the shadow. You fight the shadow. Instead of transcending the shadow, man, it's all about, man. You come here, you can transcend the shadow potency that people are infatuated with. Either they're trying to conform to the shadow potency, they're trying to fight the shadow potency, or they're trying to control the shadow. It's all dark, man. Dark shit, dark stuff. The only way out is transcending it. See? And then you change the whole vibration of the planet. Just even one person. Look at what Jesus has done from his vibration, man. It's still going on too. People are changing. Even here, people are coming here now. You notice why? Because there's real shelter. After a while, they got people that, my God, there's reality going on in this Sangha. What do you think you get this anywhere else? That's why they want to keep you from it. They don't want you to come and see the glories of what's going on here because you'll change. You'll leave gurus. You'll leave sannyasis and all these bullshitters, man. You see, the real shelter is here. Wow, man, the spiritual potency is there, man. Oh, you tell the difference. Yeah, this is a stronger thing. This is more logical, more clear, more ecstatic, more and more and more, every good thing you can think about. Okay. Real movie. That's right. This is a real movie. It has to be the greatest show on earth. If the Lord ain't working here in this world, doing stuff like this, it ain't no great show. That's why you notice the greatest show on earth was over. They said Jesus Christ. So they had the greatest show of God on this planet. The greatest show on earth was when Lord Caitanya was here. And it was a great show when Prabhupada was here, wasn't it? Great show. Great, important show. And a great show when Bhaktisiddhanta was here. And this is a great show now. And even this is a more important show. This is the awakening of reality, not just, well, let us show the world of rules and regulations and temple building. This is building your temple of the heart, man. Inside your body, and looked at it, wow, a moving temple now. Now this is finished. The work is finished. That's what we come here for, is to awaken our spirit, man, to awaken our spiritual relationship with the eternal Lord and become eternal, immortal, and transcend this. That's it. There's nothing else worthy to cultivate here. Just cultivate more births and more deaths and more births and more sufferings. Come on, who's tired of it? Anybody? Yeah. Huh. All right, back to the story. See, all glories to the devotees of the Lord Caitanya, headed by Srivas Thakur. In order to fulfill my desires, I remember their lotus feet. Isn't that what it's about, man? What is his desires? He has desires for a Maserati or something that they're teaching the world. Oh man, you come here, we'll teach you how to get a Maserati. No, his desires, man, love of God and more of it. You never get enough of that. Want more. Ask River. It always wants more. Look at Lalita. She's greedy too. She said, oh, Johan's got more than me. I want what he's got. It's the way it is. Greedy. Gopis are greedy, but they're greedy for the right thing. They're lusty for that. They're jealous of that stuff. See? It's transcendental. At least they're jealous of what's important in life. Other people are jealous. Oh, he's got more money than me. I want that money. At least you're jealous for bhakti, man. I want this bhakti, man. Yeah, good, man. Now you're in the right direction, man. Turned in the right direction. It is by the mercy of all these Vaishnavas and Gurus, I attempt to write about the pastimes of the Lord. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whether I know it or know not, for it is self-purification I write this book. Isn't that amazing? Even after self-realization, you're still thinking it's about purification. I do. Yeah, it's just always about purification. I get everything. I get happiness and purification. I like this. One solution fits all. Yeah, love of Radha and Krishna does everything. Man, inspiring, purifying. It gives you intelligence, gives you logic, gives you real happiness. I guess it fulfills all desires, like we just read, huh? Everybody thinks something else out there is going to make you purified. Well, if I'm going to follow all these rules and regulations, then it's going to get me purified. I'm going to spend my whole day building temples and doing temple worship and going and waking up at 3 a.m. and serving the deity every minute of the day. And I'm going to chant Hare Krishna and never think about nothing else. And I'm going to get purified like that. And a devotee, I just preach ease. Come, get purified. Let's get the modes out. Let's do some exorcism, man. Let's get some of these modes out of you. These moody modes. The sadness. The sadness. Remember that, Lalita, that sadness? She's probably forgotten about that. I think only River has some faint ideas of the old sadness. Just a teeny bit. Every once in a while, a little sadness comes. It's on its way out, man. We exhort this, man. Just excrete it like stool. Go ahead, Tom. What do you want to say?
I still have all these chisels here. And,
good.
So
we're chiseling away. I hear all these great teachers in the world. They're still sad. Oh man, they say, "Oh, this is really sad." I said, "Oh, you're such a great teacher, man. You can't get the sadness out of yourself or anybody else. That's why if you're a guru and you still got sadness, you're a sad guru, man. You're not going to be. That's why it takes some potency. You got to get the sadness at least out of yourself to get it out of anybody else. Get that ras of sadness out. It's always about the body. My cat died and my dog died and my child died and all this. And my brother died and all this. I had a party. My brother died. Hallelujah, man. He's out of the body. The guy was suffering so bad, man. He had emphysema every day. It was like a Dr. Frankenstein's had to keep him alive, sewing this in there and sewing that up and doing this. And he's always suffering. Every day. I was hallelujah, man. You're free, Tom. Great, man. Now you can see what your brother's doing. Some important work here, huh? I'm sure he's happy as a camper now, man. He's ecstatic. Look, my brother is here. He's just saving the world. He's probably here right now, watching this here now, man. Why not? He's more free now. Freedom. I had an out of the body experience once. I felt exactly the same as I do in the body. What is this? Because it's consciousness. What are you conscious of? In the body or outside of the body? That's why you become a devotee with devotional potency in you. That goes with you. The only thing you can take, all this other stuff has to stay here. All your money, all Bill Gates' money and his gold or whatever else, his house. He can't take any of it. Not even his children, nothing. That's why they want to live forever in the world. They're so mundane, materialist. They think, well, I don't believe in immortality, so let's live forever here. Totally outrageous and dumb. The most intelligent person, Elon Musk, the man of the year, is so stupid. I'm sorry, Elon, but it's the truth. You're dumb. You're not very smart. You're trying to go to Mars when you can go outside this whole universe if you go the right path. You don't have to implant things in people's brains and change God's creation. That's not very smart, Mr. Musk. No wonder you're stuttering. These guys need a little truth, man. No truth in them. And people, they make them man of the years. And this is Maya. It's such an illusion, man. Always making the mountains out of molehills. These people are molehills and they make a big mountain. Oh, Elon, he's the smartest man in the world. He's so smart he wants to go to Mars mechanically and live forever in a robot. Very smart. People don't know. That's why, this is my way of comedy. Just making a big joke out of the truth of what everything really is. I'm amazed, how Maya and people believe in it, man. They believe Trump is some big thing. He's some great person. He's got just a very big false ego. All of them. I don't care about any politician. They're all an illusion. And you worship these people. This is why even the communists, they want you to worship the government. They want you to worship mundane persons who have mundane desires. It is so ridiculous. When you're filled with the spiritual power, you see, my God, there's a bunch of children, man. They're lusting for power. The power of these people in Maya. They want to use them as the lousy batteries, people in Maya. They're a lousy battery. One person who has realized God has the power of the universe, man. You're hooked into the power of creator of millions of universes. That kind of relationship with that kind of person you get here. And people are trying to get power over all these living entities in illusion. Crazy people. Everybody's crazy, more or less. Ask Prabhupada. I'm not saying anything. He said everybody's more or less crazy in this world. Until the spiritual potency is living inside you and you're living in that, you're a little touched in your mind. A little bit nuts, or a lot nuts, depending. Yeah. So, great verse. I take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who himself is the tree of transcendental love of Krishna. Okay? So that's Guru, man. Are you like that? Are you a tree of transcendental love of Krishna? Otherwise, this ain't going to start again. That's why it hasn't started. People are not a tree of transcendental love of Krishna. Or if they are, they don't express it. They don't teach it. The beginning of the real Sankirtan movement is expressing and teaching these things. Yeah, that's why we're here fulfilling Prabhupada and Bhakti Siddhanta's desires all the way back to Lord Chaitanya. Is now teach the inner thing, waking, love of Krishna, not just love of the temple, love of external love of every external things, love of God. No, love of God. He's inside you. See, you got to be. Are you a tree of love of Krishna, man? Are you a storehouse of that love of Krishna or not? Otherwise, you're not in the line yet. This will humble you guys. Are you a tree of love? Oh, I would never compare myself with a tree of love of Krishna. Well, then nobody gets love of God through you. You'll get the ones who don't even know, they're just there for some other motive or something, religious motive. They want something, they want to be like you, a big guru when you're a small fry. See, so the Lord himself, that's how love of God was preached, is he was empowered. It started actually, Lord Madhavinda Puri was that tree. Madhavinda Puri was the first. Madhavinda Puri was a storehouse of this love of God. See, that's where the disciplic line really is. Otherwise, what the heck is growing with these gurus? What do you want to grow in that association? What is meant to grow in the association of a person that takes the name Vaishnava, takes the name of the head of the Gaudiya Vaishnava disciplic line? What is supposed to grow there? What is coming from that root? What is being planted? You see, it's a tree. What kind of tree is being planted? See? So Lord Chaitanya came and planted a transcendental tree. What are we planting now? A transcendental tree. I'm not interested in some other kind of mundane tree. We want a transcendental tree of love of Krishna, love of God, right? That's why it's here. That's why it's growing here. You see, we've gotten fruits on the branches already. That's pretty a miracle. Bhakti Siddhanta and Prabhupada said, if I can make just one devotee like that, conquer the whole world. Yeah, because the only place reality is shown. And that's how rare it is. Usually, if there's a little fruit growing on the tree somewhere, maybe from your past life, immediately Maya's there and she steps on it, squashes it before it comes to fruition. Isn't that what she does? Isn't that what the Vaidis do? I remember, man. I made contact with Prabhupada. Immediately, the sprout of love of God happened. Immediately, the name, the books, and then stepped on by the temple president. Squashed it. Oh, are you crying in the temple room? Oh, another temple president, same thing. Why are you dancing like that and you're not doing the Swami step right before the deed? Don't ever turn your back. You turned your back by spinning around for 1/10 of a second. You had your back to the offensive, you rascal. Squashing it, repressing it. Over and over again. Another delegation of ladies, because I was dancing for enthusiasm in Vrindavan for the deity, in Mangalartik. Prabhupada never taught us to dance like that. You're supposed to do the Swami step only. Mean, too. hate you. The hatred. See? So how is it going to grow there? Like we have to start our own little garden. You notice? Hey man, you grow whatever you want over there. You think those are flowers over there? You grow that stuff. They like to grow the nice external flowers and they offer that, but in their hearts are hard and mean, like razors. But that's the hypocrisy. No, nobody's interested in cleaning hearts. Nobody likes the statement, blessed are the pure in heart, they shall see God. This bhakti purifies your heart, and then you see God in the scriptures. You see him outside, you see him inside. He's tracking and tracing you now, and you're loving it, man. Oh, man, Lord, track and trace me. I like your association. But Bill Gates, man, who the heck wants that guy tracking and tracing me, man? You want Fauci on your back all the time, or whoever is in there in the little room looking. I remember I was in Vrindavan, man, and they had a room in the back, and they had a little eye hole there, eye hole, and there's a guy in there tracking and tracing anybody with deep pockets, any foreigner going in there. He's out there. That was his service, man. You just wait and pounce. Wait and pounce. And as soon as a foreigner came there to see the D, naive, they just go in there and they off of a bus, tour bus, oh, you're better. And he was right there and coming out there, and then he'll shake them down. Oh man, you want about a big donation for the cows, and all this stuff. And a lot of it goes in their own pockets, man, and they buy their nice little motorcycles, Enfields, all same color, and properties now. They're all really into properties. See, this is a mundane material, properties, so that's called, it's called religion. You think you're going to get Krishna like that quickly? No, eventually you're going to have to abandon religion for the truth. See? To remember the truth, be reminded of it, and a little bit you look at you say, see what the illusion is? Do you want to be chasing that? Make some bridges. Yeah. So, I take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who himself is the tree of transcendental love of Krishna, its gardener, and the bestower and the enjoyer of its fruits. And you become empowered to be like that. That's why you worship Guru, right? Isn't that why? Yeah, I offer my respectful obeisances to the Supreme Person. That's why you do that to Guru, because they're like that. They're empowered to be like that. They can relate to that. And then when you make progress and you get this stuff exercised out of you, you more and more realize, wow, that's how it is. You become part of this family. You become the storehouse of this love of God. You become its gardener. You become its taster of this fruits, because it's the Lord tasting it through you and as you. That's your intimacy. There you go. Now you know God, man. You know your relationship with the Lord. It's that intimate. It's all about intimacy. Simultaneously one and different now. That is the ultimate revelation that Lord Chaitanya came to. Not just oneness with God, oneness and difference. Difference is, hey man, I'm a devotee, man. I'm just a little infinitesimal atom. Okay? But by the grace of God, he's giving me awareness of my relationship with him. Okay? That's it. Okay? That's why real devotee, awakened devotee, never says they're God. Well, how can I say that I'm God? I'm a devotee, man. I just want to taste my relationship with the Lord. That is the highest revelation and realization. Not to be God, to taste your relationship with God forever. How sweet he is, man. Eat sugar, eat sugar, eat sugar. Not try to be the sugar, which then you start losing the understanding. You don't have this ability, it's all in the relationship. That's why God splits himself off into people he can interact with and taste their association, even of his devotees. He loves to taste the association of his devotees. The devotees love to taste his association and the association of his devotees too. See? You get the happiness of God as a literal fact. This is no joke. Well, it is a lot of jokes here, but no joke. This is really as real as life is ever going to get. As true as life is ever going to be true. See? This is called Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the highest truth taught. Distinguished from what? Don't we just make a real clear picture of what illusion is? See, this is called preaching. See, when you can preach like this, now, okay, the Lord said, okay, you're good. That's what Prabhupada came. Said, yeah, okay, you do more of this. This is it. You're doing exactly what I do. Yeah. Point these things out. Show them what reality is. Tell them and show them. Show them the highest happiness. Teach them the glories about that. That's the only meaning to be in this world, to relish this happiness and to preach it. That's it. Nothing else. And that's universal for everybody. That's the essence that we're all built for. You start to see this is not real here, man. This is just the shadow. We're in the dark place. Who is this Michael Garba? Let's see, Michael Garba. Sure, the pure in heart shall see God. So help me, Krishna. Well, yeah, he is helping you just by being here. See? This is how, by regularly, just follow the process. The process is taught perfect here. See? We follow the program, the process, the Bhagavatam, the teaching, by regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam. See, you're here. You're listening to what? Bhagavat. The highest truth distinguished from illusion for the welfare of everybody. See? The demons can come, demigods can come, saints, sinners. Yeah. See? So we're doing that, and you're here. So just keep on listening, and you'll start realizing what a great place this is. What a special place this is. What a rare place this is. Otherwise not. Just because it grows. It's like this is a devotional plant. We're growing here. See, it grows. But if you're not in this soil and having this water, it doesn't grow. This is the only root from which the realization of love of God grows, is with his real intimate devotees who are part of him, that part of that potency. Yeah. So keep on coming, and all will be well. That's the effort, is just to regularly attend. That's it, man. And spontaneously you'll just advance with great happiness. You found the easy path, the shortcut. Otherwise, so many problems trying to awaken by yourself or in association with a bunch of demons and people that are, they're not purified, man. They don't know what it is to have a pure heart. Okay? Pure heart you get in this kind of association with those whose hearts are getting cleansed. The Lord comes here every day to cleanse our hearts. He likes this group. This is a part of his people who welcome him. See, we welcome this transcendental Lord. We're not like these others. That's why that's religion. They don't welcome the transcendental Lord. Proof is they don't welcome our Sangha in there. They don't like us. They don't like what we do. So in other words, you don't welcome us. You're not welcoming the Lord, because we welcome the true Lord. The true Lord is this ecstatic potency, man. The true Lord is this kind of preaching, of the essence. And if you don't welcome this, you're not welcoming God, because that's our God in this world. What else do we have? But the spirit and truth, like Jesus said, the Lord's looking for this kind of worship, right? Worship in spirit and truth. So how do you do that? Well, you got to have the truth. We got that. We have experience of the truth. We got the experience. The truth is ecstatic devotion, love of God. That's manifesting in many of our hearts. What else is the truth? The truth is the revelation that comes from that, where you look at the scriptures and they light up and you understand the deep meaning. And then scriptures come from your mouth because you're so clear and cleaned out by this devotional potency. That's its nature, is to clear us out, clean us up. Purport. The Bhagavad Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are pure in heart. And that means it's a verb. Pure in heart means purified in heart. That means you are purifying yourself by hearing, chanting, remembering, and relishing your eternal relationship with God, love of God. Now your heart is starting to get purified. Otherwise not. You're not even at the level of purification. Being a Brahmin is not enough. That ain't even purifying your heart yet. You haven't touched your heart yet. That's why Brahmins, unless they're the kind of Brahmin like Prabhupada, or Bhakti Siddhanta, or Bhakti Vinod kind of Brahmin, sannyasi types. Hey, you're not touching your heart yet. See, you're still filled with the false ego, envies, jealousy, hatreds. See? Yeah. You don't even know what compassion is until love of God awakens. Nobody knows. Compassion might be chastising somebody. That's the perfect compassion, and people fault you for it. Oh, look at this guy. He's so mean to this person. He's not very loving and compassionate because I have my phony baloney ideas about what is loving and compassionate. You know how many people were liberated by Lord Chaitanya's chastisement? Angry chastisement. It did the job, man. Cut them free of illusions. It was really compassionate. But who can understand the Lord or his devotees who act on his behalf? So, transcendental love of Krishna, it's gardener. See, it's gardener. You just come here every day, man. Now you're doing some gardening. Hearing, chanting, remembering is a gardening. See? Pulling out weeds, pulling out weeds, putting in truth, man. Truth to sprout in there, to grow. See, gardening. See? You see how that works. You become part of the process. Isn't it nice? You're not passive, man. You're not just sitting on the bench, man. You're in the game. You're playing ball, man. You're in the major leagues now. See, something's happening. See, people are watching in the bleachers and benefiting. And also the bestower and enjoyer of its fruits. Yeah. See, the Lord is living in your heart. He bestows the fruit. You're sitting there simultaneously one and different. Amazing. It's just awakening in your heart, this love of God. The Lord is bestowing it upon you. See? And the enjoyer too. The Lord is enjoying it and you're enjoying what the Lord is enjoying. Now, see, that's Vrindavan that nobody knows. See? That's its style. That's its mentality. That's what you get here. You attain that Vrindavan. You become like that. You become so purified, expunged of all these modes, and you'll see, you'll be, I hate you, for a while. Zombie apocalypse. But it comes out more and more, and then more and more love of God comes in. See? And then all this verse you realize by your, oh yeah, it's like that. Yeah. And then you can explain it because you're an experienced devotee like the Lord. You can explain what you reading in these books. You can explain the nature of these Vaishnavas because you're like that. You can glorify this nature. You can inspire people to reach for this. Why wouldn't you want to be like this? Don't you want to be a tree of love of God in this world? Don't you want to enjoy its fruits? Don't you want to bestow its fruits upon others? Why not? That's the best thing. God came here to do that. Came as a devotee. You have the power to do that too when you get this mercy in this line. In this line. I haven't seen a line like this, a real line. I just seen clotheslines out there. They hang you out to dry. In the dry sun is out there. Sun still beats on you. Oh, Gourday, please deliver me. Oh, yes, my son, I'll deliver you. Just hang out in the hot sun for a while. Oh, give me relief. No, just hang out to dry in the hot sun still. And you die a materialistic Vaishnava. Is that good enough for you guys? Anybody a little more greedy for something more than that? You come here, you have the possibility, a probability of becoming like this verse. A tree of love of God in this world, man. Storehouse for it. Store it in you, in your heart. Not in just anybody's heart. Where is it out there? You see any symptoms of it? I only see it in our Sangha here, man. Yeah. See, you become the verses. Wouldn't it be nice? Isn't that a great privilege to become the verses of Caitanya Charitamrita? You tell me any other better place to be, any other better place to be taught. Tell me any other better spiritual master to have, where you become these verses. You get that level of consciousness. Yeah, that's it. See, the more you come there, Shamaguri and everybody else, the more you see these are Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. Who else is given this understanding? Any of these gurus, do they represent Lord Chaitanya to give this understanding? I don't see it. Yeah, this is what they need. I mean, we're here for them too. I mean, if they want. If not, it'll just pass them by and they will die of Vaidhi Bhakti and then they'll get a nice birth, as a nice demigod, maybe a vegetarian or something, Whoopee-doo. I mean, that's insignificant to the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Here you find out true significance. The significance that Lord Chaitanya knows. You'll know why he chanted, why he loved the name, why he put emphasis on the name. You'll know, you'll see it, you'll feel it, you'll taste it. You'll realize it. You'll realize, oh, wow, now I see why the Lord came and did what he did. Now I see why he associated with these kinds of devotees. I also love them. I also love this. I also love this chanting. My God, it's so fantastic. Okay? That's all you can get here. That's all I can share with you here in this. If that's good enough for you, well, come. If not, go to Bill Gates. He'll teach you how to be a nice controller of everybody. You can go and become part of his team. Get $1 billion or something. Something that I wouldn't trade $1 billion. That's nothing. Not even 2 billion. Yeah. See, we know who we worship. And if you don't know who you worship, then you're still more or less an illusion. Because then you don't know. You're blind. You don't know who you worship. That's why we know who we worship, we stick with it, right? Hey, man, I know who I'm worshiping, and I love it, man. Hey, Lord, you come every day. I know who you are. I know what you are. I know the love of Radha, man. I like that. You come every day. You know you're my life now. You've spoiled me. Rotten. No, not rotten, actually. Spoiled me, in a good way. Everybody's being spoiled rotten, in the world. They're rotting in this world. Maya's spoiling you, literally spoiling you. Yeah, spoiling every chance you got for liberation, man, if you keep believing in her. See, because she's a female. You notice? Female. Always thinking about females, man. See, because it's about love, man. See, she spoils you, man. She gets you to love the world, man. See, that spoils you. Literally spoils your life. Spoils everything. And then the Lord starts spoiling us with love, with real love, pure love, man. But then that awakens us, man. It's just more happiness, more reality, more truth, more friends. You notice more friends are coming. Isn't that amazing, huh? And you'll see more will come. We just read that in the verse that when the devotees were developing, then more they knew that more they would have more friends. See, but I'm not here to compromise. I want friends on this level. I don't want friends, worldly friends. No, you come here. I want, you want name and fame. Go out to religion. No, you want to just be sincere friends of the Vaishnavas, living on love, loving relations. Oh, come here. Yeah, freshly growing there, right, Amy? Yeah. So, Lord Chaitanya thought, my name is Vishvambara, one who maintains the entire universe. Its meaning will be actualized if I could fill the universe with love of Godhead. See, now why would he say that? This meaning, if I can fill maintainer. Why did he use the word maintainer, Vishvambara maintainer, related to filling the world with love of God? See, because it's a little secret of Jesus saying, I'm the bread of life. See, we're maintained by bread, right? Man does not live by bread alone. But most people are living by bread alone. That's why they're only a mundane life. That's their bread. Material, physical bread. Okay? So the Lord says, if I can fill the world with love of God, see, awaken their love, awaken their soul to love the Lord, transcendental Lord, love God. See, now I will be known as the real maintainer. See, because now the Lord comes into this universe as Lord Chaitanya, as the spiritual potency, and gives a new kind of maintenance to the inhabitants that they didn't know before. I have bread that ye know not of. I have food that you know not of. And that's the Lord himself, the transcendental potency. See? So, now it's actualized the meaning because he filled the world with love of God. He's still filling. That's because we're his devotees. We're his servants. We're filling the world with him, right? With love of God by preaching on his behalf. People are awakening. Love for the Lord is awakening. Now they got a new kind of maintenance. Now they can say, yes, Vishvambara is maintaining me. See? This is the meaning of that question of River when she said, what does it mean that the Lord is my life and soul? Well, you see, the pastimes of the Lord are maintaining you. You're maintaining your bhakti, your real life. You notice that's real life. Emphasis on that life now. That's why the world starts diminishing into the background, and this becomes the foreground. See, this becomes your meditation. Because, see, now love of God. See, now you're attached to the transcendental Lord. You love him. Proof is you like to read his pastimes. You love the awakening of this devotion in your heart. See, because you get more realization about what these pastimes are meaning, the deep meaning of truth and the relishableness of it. Like this verse right here is a perfect example. What does the Lord mean? What is the deep meaning of these verses become revealed to you? And then you speak about it and help people understand better. and yourself too. You want to say something? Go ahead, Govinda.
Oh. I'm just relishing everything saying.
Yeah, this is what it's about, isn't it? Relishing these truths written. Why did Krishnadas Kaviraj write this book, man? That's how important. He said, if I don't write this book, which I shouldn't write, by the way, because the whole world is profane. They don't like this book, just like people don't like our preaching. Most at this point, most don't like it because they're filled with the modes. I don't care how big a title they got. I can see if they're filled with the modes or not. They write these books. So Krishnadas said, I must write this book to nourish the devotees. These verses nourish us. Ask Lalita. She knows what I'm talking about. They're nourishing, food for the soul. The devotees relish them. They do it in sadhu sangha because others are also uplifted like they're uplifted. These are jewels, these diamonds and rubies. And the whole world is in illusion and doesn't know it. See, that's why we're here, part of our work. You know, when people come and they realize, wow, love of God, I want to taste these jewels. I want to taste these verses. That's why, they followed Jesus. So some people just had this realization. They knew they came into this world. And Jesus said, well, why do you want to follow me? He said, because I want to feel the scriptures like you. I want to taste this life that you have. And I can't do it unless I become your disciple. And that's the bottom line. These gurus and sannyasis, I'm telling you, they won't taste this unless they become like a disciple. Unless they say all glories to the temple, was it Lord Chaitanya's grace place here? Man, the Lord is really working there. If that doesn't fall from their mouths, they die as a materialistic neophyte guru and followers. Really, honestly. Swear to God. It works like that. Because if you don't bind this devotion and praise of what's going on when the Lord is here in this world working in his transcendental potency, how are you going to praise it in your next life? You're not purified, man. Still got modes in you, man. They'll come out of you. You'll be blaspheming this just like you do here. Same thing. It'll just come out. You can't help it. I've had people, they when they hear this preaching, say, and sometimes they apologize. I didn't know why. I couldn't help myself. They can't, it just comes right out of them. They rise to condemnation, just like that verse in the Bible. See, you become the verses. Jesus knew because they did that with him. They rose to condemn him, and some people rose to life, just like here. Why? Because the spiritual potency here. Same that was in Jesus happens here. Same that was in Lord Chaitanya happens here. Same that was in Prabhupada happens here. It has to be that way. Otherwise, you're in a wrong friggin' place for deliverance. That's its style. The spiritual potency is such, and Ananda is here. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit is here. Now you got some reality going to take shape. Otherwise, Maya is always taking shape, changing shapes, shape changer. And then you change a shape, man. You come into this world, change shapes, and the next life you get another shape. Shifty shape. It's always shifting. Loads of modes. Yeah.
Let me say something now.
Go ahead.
That pastime of Shivananda saying is so beautiful because it's so Chaitanya using the example, like he uses sutras, carpenters, working people. He uses a dog and persons. He says that to the Varna ashram community. Well, what Varna ashram did the dog do? You follow Shivananda saying he was just attracted, and actually a dog is showing the path that you won't take.
Yeah.
These dialogue with the devotee up there in Sweden, Nataraj. We've got many people listening to him, and you know, it's just coming over to me that he just wants to be victorious in an argument. He won't answer any questions, you know, and I'm just asking for the purpose of others. And it's about being victorious in an argument, winning a debate based on lectures from 50 years ago.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
Yeah,
a
you
shame.
know, a lot of Vaishnavas say they're not really Vaishnavas yet because they're like this. Oh, I just want to be a dog of a Vaishnava, a dog of a Vaishnava. But when the Vaishnava comes before them, they don't want to be the dog. They want to be the teacher. See, but it's all just words, man. That's the thing. They chant. It's just words. The love of God is not awakening in their heart, nor are they willing to come into association. So that's the hypocrisy of religion. If you want to transcend it, you got to be with real devotees who have real substance. There's no other way, is the association of real devotees. Otherwise, you're around people, they say the words, you know, yes, I want to be a dog of the Vaishnava, but they don't really want to be the dog of a Vaishnava. It's just words, hypocritical words. You know, like the Pharisees, you know, Pharisees, oh yeah, we just want to serve Moses and God, and we know the script, we love the scriptures and everything. Then Jesus comes walking up to them, oh, what are you doing here? We don't like you. He was a personification of the scriptures. He was the personification and representative of Moses and all the prophets. And
what
they
you
didn't
shared
welcome him.
recently in class is so applicable. I've been meditating on it. It applies to Prabhupada, what Jesus said. I've got more to tell you, but you can't bear it. You can't bear to come and listen here. You can't bear to see your God brother giving this mercy to
Yeah.
you doing that. And devotees who are coming along from all walks of life, from having no footing in Krishna consciousness like Amy, and some with long time in Krishna consciousness. So we have such a and Tom a bit more.
Yeah.
Heard him
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah, you
nice
know, a lot of sudras will come too. You know, a lot of the sudras being just ordinary people. You'll see they'll come first as they're doing.
Well, actually, you know, often I used to see these blue lights. Remember in my I would see them
Yeah.
so often in your face when you were speaking. Well, in the face of my friend yesterday, he was speaking to me. I see this blue, fulgent blue. It's
Oh.
staying there. It stayed there, not just come and disappear. Just Krishna is working in the well wishes to this sangha, and the
Yeah.
many who are not actually coming into the, you know, hands-on devotional service. But my God, how many people keep turning up, giving me clothes, and you want this, do you want that, you want to play to success? So it's I know it's Guru Tattva. That's
Yeah.
the process when you follow Guru Tattva. That's why when you know, went up into the mountains that time, Guru Maharaj, you got that shelter when it was cold and you giving things away.
Yeah.
Great things are happening, and they will keep happening. Everything you said to me in Mayapur is coming true. Like, it's just amazing. It's
Well,
totally
you know, this is the pastimes of the Lord. It's like that. When love of God is expressed, which it's being here, it's attractive to certain people that are meant to come, and then more people will come because this is real purification of the universe and the planet. Is this devotion? What else is going to really purify it? What the activities and the kata people in Maya? I mean, this is how it's really purified. This holds back Kali Yuga, actually. Yeah, this kind of preaching. Anyway, we're lucky, you know. It's good stuff. So, yeah. So, thinking in this way, he accepted the duty of a planter and began to grow a garden in Navadvip. Thus, the Lord brought the desire tree of devotional service to this earth and became its gardener. He sowed the seed and sprinkled upon it the water of his will. Okay? So that's how it grows. See, that's the increase is up to Krishna. Sows the seeds. Like we sowing the seeds. See? And the water of the will of the Lord is for it to grow. If it's going to grow. If the will of the Lord is it for not to grow, it won't grow. That's why you need the blessing of the Lord and the Lord's devotees. That's why this is working here, is because Prabhupada did come and Krishna did come and bless this work. Otherwise, it won't grow. The water of his will is the ultimate authority. That's how people need to look. This is what we teach you. Hey, look, if you want to go to a guru or a sangha or someplace where you think is a place for you to grow, can you see the water of God's will on it? And what does that look like? Well, love of God. This is the only thing the Lord is interested in. It's the only thing that's going to take us out of this universe. The only thing that's going to really liberate us is this love of God. This is we become an associate of the Lord because of love awakening God. What is the goddess of fortune? What is she? What is any deity's consort? It's somebody who loves him. You notice that? Always. Very intimate. All right, right close to the truth. What do you think? God is just a statue? And the goddess of fortune is just a statue? No, it represents the love of a devotee for the Lord. The transcendental Lord, not the Mayic Lord, not some mundane woman or man in this world, but the actual Lord and the Lord's devotees. I mean, if your wife or husband is a devotee and you love them, that means, that's another thing. Because they're a devotee, that means God comes through them and as them. You're loving them, you're loving God. So that's how you see. How else can you see Krishna everywhere unless you have that kind of vision? What do you think? It's just a word seeing Krishna everywhere? No, this is all real stuff, man. Reality. Yeah. So all glories to Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of devotional service unto Krishna. He is a desire tree of devotional service. See, desire tree. It's like of devotional. Or you want devotional people saying, "Oh, I want the love of God. I want God. I want to go to the kingdom. I want to go to heaven. Yeah. Okay, where are you going to get that? Well, I'm just going to pray to God and all that. No, that living devotee. See, that is the place, man. That is the tree. That is the, how was he saying? He is a desire tree. You want that desire tree? You want that desire fulfilled? You go to that tree. See, that storehouse, that tree with those fruits of love of God. Can you see on these gurus, are they a tree of love of God? Otherwise, if you want Krishna, you got to have this love. Otherwise, you can't go. You won't realize Krishna. You're not qualified. Don't all the residents have love for Krishna in Vrindavan? Yes or no? You think you can go to Vrindavan without that quality? So the question you should all be asking yourselves, where do I get that quality of love of Krishna, of Vrindavan? Where? Well, where is it stored? You got to go to the storehouse, go to the right barn, where the grains, the real grains, the ripened grains of love of God. You think it's any different now than when that book was written, about who it was written? You had to go to that living devotee, Madhavinda Puri, to get this if you didn't have it from a past life. He had it from a past life very easily. Chant Hare Krishna and boom. He didn't get it from his gurus. He was initiated, but he didn't get it from the gurus. He didn't get it from the line. It wasn't in his line. No, hardly any symptoms. Prabhupada said hardly any symptoms of love of God was in the line of Madhavinda Puri. Hardly. He was the only hardly. See? It was in him. See? Desired tree. So you want that desired tree fulfilled if you don't have love of God, and most don't, because they're still filled with the modes. You got to go to that devotee and get purified by their association. Get exercised of these modes of nature so that you can taste this. You can awaken. Otherwise, there's no root. They're the root from this love of God to grow. All glories to Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of this love. He's the desire tree of love of God. You desire that fruit, you got to go to that kind of devotee, and they're very rare fruit. You ever see these rare fruits in the market? They look beautiful and they're expensive. One fruit there will cost you $10. Oh. See? Rare and expensive. And this is expensive too. That's why people won't pay the price. Come here and listen regularly. Ooh, that's too expensive. Come and listen, and your heart will naturally get dedicated. If you're really looking for, you got to go to the right tree. See, if you want that desire for love of God fulfilled, because if you don't find that living tree and you don't have it in this life, well, look how many people are getting it, trying to get it on their own. See, trying to climb into the kingdom of God in some other way, but the way, the only way is the desire tree. Where is it, man? The living tree in this world. Wasn't Lord Caitanya living? Wasn't Madhavinda Puri living? Why is it all changed now? You don't need a living guru except these dead living gurus. The walking dead ones. Oh, you're dead to me, man, unless love of God is awakened. You're dead. You're not alive yet. You're not born. See? We just fluff out what Jesus said, that's all. This is what he meant. Make it more clear. He said it then, he'll say it again, and just make it even more clear what death is and what life is. That's Srimad Bhagavatam. What is life and what is death? Life and death situation now. You want life? Come over here. Come if you want to live over here. You want the Terminator out there? The Terminator's working overtime now, tricking everybody into death. Isn't it? Deceiving them, lying to them. Oh, big time, man. Ooh, I'm amazed myself, man, how she is lying up a storm now, deceiving everywhere, telling you the lie is the truth. I mean, just so blatant about it. Even people with a little intelligence can start to see, like, look at this person's telling a lie as the truth, and making the truth a lie. Oh, yeah, inject the poison. Oh, this is a wonderful thing for you. Oh, this is great. There's a 99% recovery. I'll just give you an example. I'm not, really, but just give you an example of 99% recovery rate, but you got to put the poison in you because you got to be in fear. Don't trust your body to fight anything. Don't trust God. No, trust government. Trust the government. Trust the government. Trust the government for everything, man. See, that's what it gets when you don't have the love of God in you. I mean, the true Lord, not the Mayic Lord. The government wants to be your God, don't they? They're licking at their chops to be your Lord now. Wow, look, I get people to put masks on. I'm taking that I'm sovereign over them. I've convinced them not to breathe in this world even. See? Do you want to be that kind of Lord? You want to be that kind of God? You want to comply with that kind of God? Well, that's the game everybody's playing practically. You want to fight that kind of God? Or do you want to serve this transcendental Lord? There's no restriction in this. You want real happiness? You want to really purify this planet? You want to purify all of these bozos playing this game? People are fighting for their physical freedom. They should be fighting for their spiritual freedom. They don't know that. Why aren't you fighting for your spiritual freedom? You're still worried about these people taking away your freedom. There's a reason they're taking that away, because you're not into your spiritual freedom. There's no need for these demons to do what they do. They're just serving the Lord's purpose. They're restricting your freedom because you're not into your spiritual freedom. You're a mundaner, man. And the Lord's trying to help you in that way. That's why I have nothing against demons, nothing against the demigods. See? I just see, because of this, because of having the Lord's mercy, I see the purpose of the Lord in all of this. Wouldn't you like to see that? Then you're not in fighting the illusion or complying with the illusion or trying to enforce the illusion. See, you're out of that game. No need to be in that game. We'll take everybody out of that game and put them in Vrindavan game. It's much more fun for everybody. Win-win. Everybody wins in Vrindavan. So, all glories to Madhavinda Puri, the storehouse of devotional service unto Krishna. He is a desire tree of devotional service. And it is in him that the seed of devotional service first fructified. You see how important it is to have one person having this fructification of this love. One even. From that one. So many seeds, a fruit, the seeds go out. See, that starts with the devotee eating that fruit before the world. The seeds go pew. And in some hearts, it takes root, strong. It starts to grow into the same kind of fruit of love of God, love of Krishna in your own relationship. Because you're a unique fruit, everybody. See, it's fructifying. Isn't it a miracle that it's fructifying here in others too? Isn't that quite a miracle? So fast. Usually people do austerities for 60,000 years when they lived a long time and didn't get the fruit that people are getting here. In just sometimes a week or a day or whatever it takes, a month, 8 months. It's a miracle. I mean, this is miracle stuff, man. Not just one fructification, but others are fructifying already. That's how powerful the Lord is drawing really quality people here. People ready to just, they become a juicy fruit really quick. So the seed of devotional service next fructified in the form of Ishvara Puri. You see how the real line is? One fruit makes another fruit. See, Ishvara Puri, right? Next fructified in Ishvara Puri. Where did Lord Caitanya take initiation? See, initiation is to take it from one who has a fructified, mature fruit. He took it from Ishvara Puri. He didn't take Ramachandra Puri was not a fruit. It didn't fructify in him. He was a fault finder type. There are a lot of those. They're the ones thrown under the bus. Oh, that's so bad. Throw them under the bus. They're thrown under the bus, man. The bottom line is stop going after people that are thrown under the bus. Stop having your teachers that are thrown under the bus, man. You can come out from under the bus if you want. See, you have free will. But you got to come to where this love of God is fructified. This is the essence. Can you imagine if you understood this Caitanya Charitamrita? You can understand it's a map, man. It tells you where to go and where not to go. You know how many people, one friggin' class, you come here, you have 40 years of being misdirected, wiped away out of your slate. Your path becomes clear. If you really listen closely, this will make more sense. You'll say, my God, what a stupid fool I've been. I've been following this. There was no love of God fructified on these gurus. They were showing me some other standard. They were illusionists. They were making illusions, saying that this is it, and it wasn't it. What a magical thing. Trick, sleight of hand. See, that's Maya. What is our fault? To just expose the truth, the simple, pure, simple truth. Look where love of God is fructified and expressed and manifest in this world. See, now you're in the real line by going there. See, now you're like Ishwarapuri was, and they'll start to fructify in you. Now you're like Lord Chaitanya, start to fructify in him. See? And then he became a mature fruit, and then others got it. See, he widely spread it. Like, why? Because he wasn't a no-show. He wasn't a miser like these gurus and teachers nowadays. Oh yeah, we got love of God, but we're no shows. We ain't gonna show this to the world. Therefore, nobody gets it, and they don't actually have it usually anyway. It's just a flim-flam trip. They may think they have it, but is thinking enough? No, that's only good in horseshoes. You get close. You think you got it. You see here now, well, he thinks he's got it, therefore he must have it. Because we believe people who, if they think they got it, whether they have it or not, we believe they've got it. Now, isn't that really logical? You know, people thinking like this. That's how their thinking is so crazy. I'm going to this guru because he thinks he's got love of God. Does he really? Well, it doesn't matter. He thinks he's got it, therefore he must have it. See, that's the logic. It's not much better than the world. It's not much better than saying, well, you know, there's a 99% recovery rate from this COVID. I think I need a shot anyway. That is proven that there's so many side effects that they're trying to cover up. But I think I should get it anyway. You see, that's what people think. Well, because most people are doing it anyway. They're dying and having adverse things and they're covering it up. Oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, get it anyway. People are so dumbed down by the world and by religion and religious leaders, because they're not really religious. I mean, not of this kind of stand. See, that's all you need is truth and love. Love of the truth, love of the truth, love of the truth. Get in that cycle and you'll get out of the cycle of birth and death. Right? What do you think there? Go ahead, Govinda. What?
Well, I've been keeping an eye on the
Oop. What happened? Oh, we lost him. We'll come back, hopefully. What do you think, River? Have any thoughts on this subject matter here?
No, is it not going on? It's amazing, Maharaj. It's so clear. It's so beautiful. It just dances. It just sings in your heart. It's never been so clear. And yet, like you say, everything that you say always comes true, and it comes true more and more and more. And even though Krishna, he doesn't actually come right to me and give me a hug and say to me, you know, I'm here. Look at me. You know, he shows me in all directions that he's there, showing me in different ways. And that is really, really, it's only my false ego that wants Krishna to come here and show me. And but to go through my purification that I did the other day, and come through it so fast like that, to do it live in front of everyone. Oh my God, because this is what I've been doing all my life. To my sisters and brothers. I don't know what's been going on. I'm just screaming and shouting, you know, but I speak true things, but nobody can hear it because I'm screaming, I'm shouting. You know, so inside you're like going, it's true, and you're screaming it out, but you're shouting it out like a childish human being. So they can't see or hear the bigger picture, the real picture of what's happening. It's very, very clear. And I've kind of known these things for quite a long time, but you don't get the reassurance. You don't really you're not walking with the Lord. You know, you don't have your guidance to give you that safety and that shelter. And it's just, even Maharaj, even if I miss a word, it doesn't matter, because every single word, you know, is just, not that I don't want to be missing it. It's just, wow, it's just off this chart. I just wanted you to be jumping up and down like this. You know, and I love to do all sorts of things. It's just wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, so indebted to you. So indebted. And somebody just said to me, and she's a really lovely lady, and she just watched Lolita's class. She said she could never bow to somebody like you, because Lolita was glorifying you, and as she always does. She could never bow, but she's just on that level of consciousness. And do you know what,
Yeah.
Maharaj? I just can't be bothered to fight that battle with her.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just waiting for her to ask me my story, you know, about you and about, and I think she will, but it doesn't matter what she says, because my experience and our experiences are our experience, and they are reality, real. You know, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing better than that at all.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, and you know, it's good that people get out their illusion. You know, they get out. I would never bow to that. That's their truth. It's great,
Yeah.
man. You know, hey, man. At least they know where they're at. I would never bow to that. It's part
I know
of
where they're at. Yeah.
Yeah. It's part of expressing.
Yeah.
And
Let them
because they
be.
don't know. It's part of coming conscious, because they're unconscious that they're against Vaishnavas. So the living devotees come here and they get to a chance to get their they rise to condemnation and to get it out. Otherwise, there's no hope for it stays inside. They don't get purified. See, Vaishnavas and the Lord they're the only pure way to be purified, really, because they get everything out of you so that you can recognize the value of truth and the value of God. Yeah, that's all genius. It's just helps people become more aware of what is really real and true. Because in the sense, Uttamadhikari, it sees everybody as a devotee. Everybody, we can't get out of it. I mean, Pete, you're devoted to the Lord's shadow. We try to get them into. Hey, come on, man! It's better. It's a more happy place, to be with God eternally again. This thing. Anybody ready to come out of that?
Can I just ask you one thing, please? It's about this devotee. He says, and I think you did say, and I might have missed it. He says that, why don't you just enjoy the Lord? Whereas in myself, I think, well, the Lord is enjoying me, and as He enjoys me, then I enjoy. Or is it both, Maharaj?
Yeah, it's both. It's you just see it as both. The more we get purified, you just see it, enjoying the Lord, and the Lord is enjoying you, and your enjoyment is the Lord enjoying. It's not an intellectual thing. It's a truth thing. It's just where we're actually built. That's what people are doing in the world. See, it's the Lord enjoying even the world. But the illusion is it makes you like a god, that you're the enjoyer. See, you think it, but that's a complete illusion. That's what the partaking of the illusion does. It bewilders you into that kind of lie, basically. You're lying. You just become a liar. Naturally, you're lying. You're being lied to, and you're living a life of curses and misdirection. It's just one miserable situation. This brings you into the truth that, oh, I see the Lord. I carry the Lord. I'm just a temple. I'm a pujari. What do you think a pujari is? You're that pujari now. You carry the Lord in your heart, man, and you're here to make Him happy. And when He's happy, you realize, wow, that's a high quality happiness. I like that. I think let's do more of that. Let's do more chanting. Let's really relish this name more. It's so great. You got a high standard of happiness. I like it, man. Let me make you more happy.
more.
Playful. See, now you're on the same level of the Lord, and play with the Lord now. This is what they do in Vrindavan. They're making the Lord happy, and they're happy to be with the Lord. It's just, they may even be an illusion that they're enjoying it too, but it doesn't matter because they're with God, and God's happy, they're happy, they're just having a great picnic, They get absorbed in each other,
Thank you, Maharaj. This is brilliant.
Yeah, it's a dance. It's always a dance. Let's see what other thing we can say. Let's see. All glories to Madhavinda Puri story. Yeah. Yeah. So the seed of devotional service next fructified in Isvarapuri, and then the gardener himself, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, became the main trunk of the tree of devotional service. Yeah. Because he was already anyway. See, Madhavinda Puri was worshiping Lord Chaitanya. He didn't know, I mean, because he didn't manifest yet. But Lord Chaitanya is Radha and Krishna. See, so he's just was naturally the trunk. See, and plus he had the power. He distributed all over India. Oh, it's so strong, you know. Yeah. So, but you see that this chapter is fantastic. It's beautiful. It shows you what life is all about. We need to find this kind of a tree in this world because this is our life. That's the tree of life they talk about in the Bible. Is the devotee like this? See, the devotee is hidden by the Maya. See, this is the thing where there was a tree of life, and it's in the analogy of the Bible, it's protected by flaming swords. See? Flaming swords are all these demons that you hear about Vrindavan. They protect Vrindavan. And you got to go in the door. You got to go in the corridor, you know, and that's the devotee. They usher you into Vrindavan. See, and they protect you from the demons. They get any of the demons out of you that are keeping you back from going to Vrindavan. There's no other way. That's why it's the devotee. That's why you guru means mature fruit of Vrindavan, man. Otherwise, don't try to go there on your own. You can try. Everybody does. They're doing it. They try to go to gurus to take them to Vrindavan. They're not in Vrindavan themselves consciously. They're not fructified. See, they're not manifesting these verses. You got to be the verse, man. Are you that? That should be the question of everybody looking for the kingdom of God, or they're looking for Krishna Vrindavan. They're looking for Vrindavan and Vraj. Should be a question. Where is that tree in this world? The living tree. It's alive with this body. This tree talks to you. This tree exudes this energy, this fragrance of love of God. Where is it? That should be the question everybody that's seeking God should be asking. You can't even should ask it. You just have to kind of just come and hear it here, and it'll just like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. You got to hear from the living trees like that here. They're the only ones that have any good sense. God gives them really good sense. You have to associate. Jesus said, only the Father knows the Son knows the Father, and the Son can reveal the true nature of the Father to whom he chooses. It's always like this. No, you need that help, the father and mother, just like you got to be born again, and even being born again, you got to be nurtured and nourished. The living devotee is like both your father and mother in that way. You're born not of flesh and blood, but born of the word they preach. Word of the energy they exude. You know, there's no other birth for this. That's why it's a special tree. You notice fruit comes from all kinds of trees. There are all kinds of trees in this universe, and people are eating from these fruits, from these trees. And there's nothing like the bhakti tree. Nothing. It's always the same kind of fruit. Love of God, love of the true God, the eternal Lord that nobody knows. The inconceivable one, the unattainable one. That is the only way to attain it, is through that tree in this world. That's why the Lord, he kicked out brahmacharis. Oh, it's brahmachari. Oh, you're a milk drinker. You're going to attain Vrindavan, my kingdom, that way? Sorry, get out of here. I'm not going to have you spoil my kirtan. Oh, you did go through Srivas. Come on. You went through my devotee. That's how you get it. Simple. Not by your austerities. You can't get. No, you're milk drinking. You're proudly being a vegetarian. All that. So you ever see proud vegetarians? I've seen so many. Oh, I'm a vegetarian. you Christians who love Christ. Oh, you beef eaters and See? Oh, you're really smart. No, you're dumb. You're stupid. No, the Lord is not restricted. The Lord gave the love of God to even the beefeater tailor, simply because he was a servant of Srivas, simply because he gave respect to Srivas. That's all you need to do. That's why only you give a little respect to a real devotee, you'll get so much. You'll get love of God. But these people in the Maya, it is so horrible sometimes. They're like Duryodhana. I won't give the Pandavas enough land on the head of a pin. They're that miserly. They won't give any of that. No service, nothing. That's how bad Maya is. She poisons you, man. You're poisoned. See? So this is part of the purification. That's our Harikatha, just joyfully, happily talking about the truth, distinguish it from illusion. See? So that people can find real welfare work. These guys, they need to be on welfare work. They need to be on welfare. Bill Gates needs to go on welfare. That's a lot. Sauchi, Trump even. Tell them it's time for you to go on welfare, man. Come over here and take the welfare. And we're passing out checks every day for you guys like this. Come get your check. Go ahead there, Govinda.
I was going to say the famous verse of said, give this mercy to Kandala, the dog. People do get so puffed up with their own. So just yeah. I mean, this is so merciful. It's so beautiful. I know. I'm speechless. I'm just.
Yes, God forgive them. They don't know what they do. This is under the Maya. It's just they can't help it. It's just deluded.
Yeah. I was also thinking that way previously, that you had to be vegetarian, but that was easily eradicated in listening to you, and you answered that. You helped me over that very easily. I accepted your opinion. I didn't fight it, hold on to it. Oh yeah, I let it go.
Yeah, how else? Nityananda, he had all these Sudras following him. What do Sudras do? They eat meat. They always did and always will. You think everybody in India is a vegetarian? Are you crazy? But the Lord liberated them. What is that about? They don't know what is the essence. Think about it. I mean, I'm just sharing this, not that I'm advocating meat eating. It's just you got to understand the principle. Understand what is real. If you have a person that accepts Nityananda or his real servant, who's a tree in this world of love of God, who is a beef eater, right? But they accept Nityananda or his servant. Say, you got to accept his servant. Where do you see a tree of love? If that person eats beef and they come to that tree and they say, I really like your preaching. I'm really attracted to it. I really like I like your friends. Can I be part of that? I just really, like simple like that. And then you got a big vegetarian like Radhanath, okay? Or Jaipataka, big vegetarians. But they don't want to come here to where Nityananda and his transcendental potency is working in this line. Who's going to get love of God? Is it going to be the big vegetarian Radhanath who don't want to come here? And he doesn't, right? He doesn't want to come here. None of them. None in the Narayan Raj group usually, right? So who's going to get love of God first? The beef eater that's coming here and appreciates what we're doing? This is the truths taught in Caitanya Charitamrita. This is the truths Jesus taught. This is the truths taught when you're ready to be delivered, so you can get over being offensive to others and others. Go ahead. What?
It's so true in not only my personal experiences, Amon's experiences. He's out there every day, and the people that give him shelter, give him clothes, give him a place to stay are the drunks, the crackheads, the meat eaters, you know, but they give him a place to stay. And his standard thing is, have you got a phone? If they say yes, oh, we'll listen to my guru. Yeah, okay. So he's sharing the mercy and grace around. And now there's lots of temples in the UK. They've got big temples, but we're not invited, as you often share. And probably at this time, I wouldn't want to really go to them and be, well, I've got lots of places around the UK, and to stay, people just naturally, like you shared often, Gora Hari, oh, you can stay with me, come and see me, come and visit me. Now, but the institution of religion, it's like, get out of here, you can't ask questions. Oh, we're not answer that question. He's a disciple of Gora Hari, he's offensive to our guru. It's kind of like politics, isn't it? It's just the same. There's not really any difference.
It's always, yeah, it's always like that. That's why Jesus, he told his disciples, he said, they're going to spit on you and kill you and whip you and blaspheme you, all in the name of God. See? But not the true God, the external Lord, you know, the Lord of rules and regulations and all that, because they don't understand this true Lord, this genuine Lord. But it must be, don't stop. He says, great is your reward in the kingdom, because just naturally, and it's not like the devotees are trying to do things for rewards. It's just the nature to want to help. That's compassion. It comes with the territory. It comes with love. That you get the feelings that God has. You know, you have the mentality God has because you're so close and intimate with them. That's the only way that the Lord can work in this world. He has to work in this world through you. He needs a medium. It has to be purified and hollowed out like a flute so he can play it, you know, and then people start to get delivered because of love of God. That's the only thing that'll purify our hearts. That, remember, Madhavinda Puri, the Lord Krishna appeared to him, said, Krishna said, because of your ecstatic love, I'm going to now appear and give the audience and deliver the world. See, how does that appear? People think it's just the deity appearing. Come on, man. There's so many deities appearing. How many deities have been made? But has the Lord really appeared yet? No, he appears in other people's hearts.
Yes.
See, that's the kind of revelation he wants you to have and everybody to have, is his relationship with you that's been covered up by his Maya. People don't know.
And people don't want to know often, but you can keep sharing because often these threads are many people. So it's not like you're sharing to one person, but persons in this Varna ashram kind of setup or religion, they don't want to hear personal experiences. They don't want to hear, oh, well, I felt the Holy Spirit. I felt Bhakti, and I was hanging around with heroin addicts, and I was in alcoholism myself, but I felt Bhakti. How can that be? Because the Lord's merciful. He sees this fool Govinda say, you know, oh, he's a drunk. He'll never give up drinking. He's got no hope. But he's going to Alcoholics Anonymous, and through some. Actually, I remember the fella give me a prayer. He said, read this. I can't remember what it said, but I felt that Bhakti, that mysticalness. And when I met you, Gora Hari, on the FaceTime, I felt that intensify, and you've clarified that, and it's gone deeper. It's like different, there's levels of understanding in that spiritual awakening. And one thing that moves me every time in your life story is you share in your spiritual awakening, you experience the love of what Christ felt for everybody in the world suffering, and that's the devotee. We're judging a situation. We're judging that persons are going to fall into an abyss. We're not judging them, oh, you're following Varna ashram. We're judging the situation they're falling into, which is samsara will. You're going back to sit in the womb. And then you're taking other people to follow suit, who listen. That's it. So this is true mercy, and it's personable, it's practical, and it's effective. It's working, and it's amazing. And I'm really grateful that you consider, you know, me your friend, and to be part of this. It's great. I love it. I love every day. It's amazing.
Yeah, I was looking for friends like you, man. Friends like all of you here. It's amazing. This is like a miracle to me. That's really great. Yeah, this is where real life is to be with real devotees, who are starting to feel the realness of bhakti. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. So another verse, and then we'll let somebody else, or maybe I'll let Govinda read a little bit here. He hasn't read. So where were we here? Oh yeah, he says. So by his inconceivable powers, the Lord became the gardener, the trunk, and the branches simultaneously. See the branches. See, and you can see simultaneously you become. Do you see how you're part of the tree? That's why you always have this guru is my life, my guru, life after life. See, because you're part of the tree that they connected you to. Right? So even the devotee like this, the Lord gives that glory to the devotee that he has. See, and then you become like that, and then the line stays strong, forever. It's amazing. The Lord gives his whole storehouse of wealth to his devotees. He gives his potency, his abilities, his mercy, his heart, everything. He wants to do this. See? The only thing you just have to agree is to come under the tutelage of the ones who really know him, who really know the real path, experience the real path. See, that's all the Lord's looking for. It's just come into the association of these trees, these real trees of bhakti here. That's it. And you found the oasis in this whole. I'm telling you that this whole universe is a desert for want of this. Yeah, there are places, you can, I'm sure, but they're rare to find where the Lord and his spiritual potency is working, because most are bewildered by the material potency, all the way up into liberation. They can't even part that light of liberation, dazzling light of oneness. They think, oh, it's about, let me just merge with this light. It's so beautiful. See, you got to part that even. See? And then super soul, you think you got it. Oh, man, God's in my heart. God's in my heart. God's in my heart. You can go deeper. There's more. The more is here. The more you're parting that into the Lord, it condenses now. Yeah, God is in my heart, man. And I'm also in his heart. And then the devotional, even in Bhav, you may not have so many symptoms of ecstasy, but prem, that realization of who the Lord is and intimacy deepens even more. This is the kind of stuff you can hear. It's not surprising these people in religion don't understand what's going on here. A lot of deep levels. That's why lots of sadhu sanghas, You notice I can relentlessly every day, 7 days a week, because I want people to know. But without this, nobody can know the depth. That's why you guys, look how much advancement you're making. Simply because Krishna's giving you the intelligence to come here day after day after day. Providing the electricity is working. Level 42. This is beyond what do they call area 51. So Paramananda Puri, Keshava Bharti, Brahmananda Puri, and Brahmananda Bharti, and Sri Vishnu Puri, Keshava Puri, Krishna Puri, Sri Tirtha, and all these 9 sannyasi roots all sprouted from the trunk of the tree. Thus, the tree stood steadfastly on the strength of these 9 roots. See? So we do this is by mantra. You got to become like that. Everybody. You from the trunk of this tree, this love of God is fructifies. See, solid, steadfast in this world, doesn't move now, doesn't move from this path, doesn't move from this trunk. See, Lord Caitanya is your trunk. We do this by sadhu sangha, by mantra, by discussing Krishna, discussing Lord Caitanya and his mission, chanting the holy names with great ecstatic bhakti. This is building in strength and power. We overcome the darkness of illusion with the truth. Okay? Truth is more powerful, but see, there's a lot of the illusion is kata, kata, kata. Everywhere you go, you hear the talking illusion, talking. Look at the mainstream media. You notice they get social media was by the illusion, man. The illusion's coming, wants to, have you here, illusion, lies, cheating, deceptions. See? A lot of kata, man, a lot of talks, man. And you can see, limitation. Lock me in my cell in my house. No, I'm afraid. Put the mask on me. Go inject me with poison. Whatever you want to do, I'll comply. Because I believe you. I believe your lies.
I'm just wondering if it's going to be like something out of Logan's Run, where the masses just line up for this thing that they're told is good for them, but isn't. Are they going to have stadiums filled with people who are going to evangelically take the death shot? Yeah, we're doing it for the greater good. We're doing it for the greater good. Bang, 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 bang. En masse? Is it? I mean, I'm interested. I don't know how it's going to play out, but
that's why we have to have a lot of sadhu sangha.
Yeah,
a lot of, that can overturn. The Lord can do or undo all of these things.
Yeah.
So let's see. We just continue doing. The Lord. I mean, I'm just of the nature that I know things will work out like this.
Yeah.
So, and you could see on the course, if people stay on the course, they're all like lining up to be, like sheep to be slaughtered.
Yeah.
But that could change. Let's see. Maybe the Lord wants this way, that fewer people. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just going to keep on chanting. If the Lord informs me, great. He gives me, realizations and understanding. Yeah, you can see the course. The people, if they continue to comply with the mind, they can continue believing lies and deceptions and all that. Then they'll act ignorantly. Yeah. And so let's see. So why don't you read some? Do you have any book there?
Yeah, I do have something. I was reading something quite
Whatever you want to read.
Okay.
I'll let you read what you decide.
Okay, go ahead. Let's get into this. Yeah.
I'll go put my thinking cap on there. I'll be listening.
Yeah, something from the harmonist. I was reading something from Govinda Maharaj this morning, which was quite juicy. The fainting of Ramananda Raya. So, okay. The fainting of Ramananda Raya. So first he melted, and then he entered deeper and deeper into the deeper region of the heart of Radharani. That is what Raya Ramananda had not seen before. But now he was seeing how Krishna was entering. This is so wonderful, and he fainted. Therefore he said, first I saw that you were a sannyas. Then I saw Shamagopa Rupa, a blackish cowherd boy. Then I saw a golden doll before you and your whole Shama body. is covered with the effulgence of that golden hue. I saw this. But he had not seen the Bhavan Milan, how Krishna is entering the core of the heart of Radharani. But now he is seeing it directly before his eyes. Therefore he fainted. This is wonderful. Chuvihara Astakam 7. O beloved Master, Shri Krishna Chaitanya is the very personification of compassion, and you are the very personification of his message and the chanting of the holy name. So this speaks to me of you, Gaur Hari, as beloved spiritual master. Shri Krishna Chaitanya is the very personification of compassion, because without your mercy and grace, I would have still been looking for that higher point of reference within religion, Varna Ashram. And you, Gaur Hari, are the very personification of his message and the chanting of the holy name in the singular infallible means of crossing the turbulent ocean of material existence and entering a life of joyous self-dedication in the service of the divine couple. And that's what we feel in our lives, certainly feel here, to be in this divine service, to do what we do, give classes, to associate with each other, to meet people who can see that there's something. Like I remember when we was out in Witherspoons and people would just come up to you, Gaur Hari, and they see something, they want to engage in conversation, and we can share to whatever level, and we get an insight. Maybe it's about the modes of nature, maybe we can go a little bit deeper, and it's great. We can share about the divine couple and how this lila is alive in 2022. How we can be part of it by, like what Tom is doing. He's cutting and pasting the classes, and that's real teamwork, because I can dip into those and transcribe and put them into books, and devotees can read from them and distribute them, and people get an insight into, wow, this is the spiritual nectar that's the antidote for all that's going on in the world. We can, like so many miserable persons in religion are saying, well, that's okay for Haridas Thakur, but they don't realize that, no, it's okay for all of us. Persons are saying what they say in the Christian lineage. Oh, but there's one Son of God. It's only for Haridas Thakur. You can't imitate that. Therefore, you must do Varna Ashram. Therefore, we dictate to you the path that you must follow. No, I don't think so. We are all individual and unique, and can have that ecstasy in our individual relationship. We're not Haridas Thakur, but we have the facility to awaken devotion and have an ecstatic, intimate relationship. And so many people are still closed and closing the door in people's faces. No, that's only for Haridas Thakur. So we're opening the door and can hold back that terrible, heinous things that are going on in the world, because Chaitanya doesn't want all that to go on. That what I just spoke of, stadium type death shot kind of scenario. Who knows? I don't know what's going to happen either. but we can just keep doing these bhajans and sharing with people. And if one Amy Rose comes, that's fantastic, you know. And you know, those who diss and cuss intimately within this Sangha, I feel like Gradadhar, I don't want to see your face. I don't want to see your face, you know. I really don't. Because what's going on here is just, it's rare, it's a treasure. Lord Gorahari, the entire world, the reciprocant of his causeless grace, the entire world, the entire world. And you are vigorously distributing that grace. To every town and village of the world. So that shows up in 2022 as every social media site or you know, in many different ways. And this is so amazing because at this time, it's saying here, you personally traveled all over India, but we're able to, with the progression of the discipline line, travel all over the world. You know, there's no boundaries. We can just share this grace and mercy. And you sent your devotees to save the inhabitants of the Western countries as well from their moth-like rush headlong into the flames of self-destruction. That's a great analogy because that's exactly how it is, isn't it? Yeah. Mahaprabhu employed many clever tricks to engage the conditioned souls in devotional service, and you know, we can also do so and do so. I remember you, Gorhari, in Goa. You know, it's so on point, those kirtans with Ra Ra Rasputin to the melody of Hare Krishna mantra, because there's so many Russian devotees there. You know, there's thought in that process, just like Prabhupada. You know, it's showing people that this is fun, this is effective, and you know, it's really coming down to a narrow kind of thing now. You go with the worldly materialist, or you come to where there's spiritual effulgence and it's effective. Not just talk, like, you know, there's these gurus with thousands of devotees, takes 5 years to get initiation from, but you don't see no substance, you don't see no witness testimony. Here you can see witnesses, as I shared before, from a variegated section of the world, society, all different types of people, and they're all got that one thing in common. They're attracted, you know, and that's it. That's what I was trying to share the other day with the devotee about Shivananda Sen's dog. He showed the path that the Varnashram community refused to take. The dog got the mercy. And you're intellectualizing about this, that, and the other. It's about devotion every time. Being attracted to the devotees when they're here. They're not always here. We're fortunate to have this. This is interesting. And although the leaders of the sheep-like masses, how on point, devout in their worship of the idol, of mongrelized logic. That's kind of what we got in the world. It's mongrelized. Could not understand. Through the blind lawyers, though having eyes could not see. And though the many nonsensical groups of deviators and imitators could not appreciate, the intelligent section of society could understand the impeccable purity of your teachings. So what Mahaprabhu say, he said, didn't he? The needs of man is spiritual. And that, what I see in this Sangha that you, Gaurahari, and the devotees are giving is spiritual. And an opportunity for people to get their stuff out, you know. They can come and diss their stuff. Although when it gets so in your face and it's so offensive, as I said before, get out. I don't want to see your face. And earnestly appreciate your inexhaustible efforts to defeat all elements which were opposed to the absolute truth. O Srila Prabhupada. You accepted much suffering on your own account in order to relieve the sufferings of humanity at large. So we see that here, that progression onwards here, you know. And I'm indeed feeling pangs of separation from your lotus feet on this day of a disappearance from our vision. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I think that's me done. I think somebody else like to read. I will move about. So and listen to someone else.
Yeah. River, you want to read something? Go ahead, read what you want.
Okay. Okay. So I'm reading the Caitanya Bhagavat, chapter 17, page 441. And we'll start from it's about halfway down page 441 in this book. Thank you, Maharaj. Okay. All glories to our wonderful, amazing, exquisite, excellent spiritual master, Srila Bhaktivedanta Gaura Haridas, who has and has been, who has and it was always initiating me onto this path of Krishna consciousness by placing me on that position, that platform of eternally walking my relationship with the Lord residing in my heart. Thank you very much for being my Shiksha Guru, taking that responsibility and accepting me as your devotee in my whole self, how I was then and how I am now, accepting me all the time. Thank you very much for guiding and sharing your life with me and allowing me to share mine with you and walking this path with you and this whole Sangha, and having and being with these great friends, which I have not had before in this way. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. So it's about halfway down. Advaita's pitiable condition softened the Lord's heart, and he spoke benignly. Oh, oh, Advaita Acharya, get up and see me. Vishwambara has come to see you. Feeling feeling ashamed, Advaita remained silent. An intense love for the Lord. He just meditated upon his his lotus feet. Again. Again. Caitanya addressed him. Rise up, Advaita. Discard your mood of discontentment and go about in your normal custom. Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya replied, "Oh Lord, oh Lord, you caused me to behave incorrectly." Incorrectly. All that you speak about me is surely superfluous. I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
Superfluous.
Superfluous. Superfluous. Great praise. This turns my head and boosts my and boosts my pride, leading me to the path of hell. I see that happens. Your pride, that false pride, it makes you more egotistical and wanting you to keep that pride and stay with that puffiness. It just wants to keep you there. Maya just wants to keep you there. Like with my experience the other day. Hare Krishna. You have allowed every other devotee to develop a healthy mood of servitorship to you. But to me, you show your reverence. I then act badly, mistaking my position, after which you met out chastisement accordingly. And then I act badly, mistaking my position, after which you met out chastisement accordingly. You say that I am your servant, but in your mind you harbor you harbor other ideas. You are my life. You are my life, treasure, body, mind. You are you are everything. Yet you cause me pain. That is, of course, the prerogative of your supreme position, of your supreme position. My dear Lord, I just pray to you for one thing. Kindly allow me to serve you as your eternal serve you as your eternal servant, and give me shelter at your lotus feet, as you would to a maidservant's son. My dear Lord, I just pray to you for one thing. Kindly allow me to serve you as your eternal servant, and give me shelter at your lotus feet, as you would to a maidservant's son, in front of the assembly. Assembly of Vaishnavas. Gora Sundra then spoke to Advaita Acharya. Listen, Advaita. I will reveal to you an esoteric truth. Let me cite you an example that will clarify my point. When a highly placed and trusted officer of the realm has access to audience with the king, then all the guards and servants approach him with their problems, wishing them to be placed wishing them to be placed before the king. The officer carefully performs his duty and may also collect and collect and disperse necessary ramifications from the king for such guards and service. Okay. The officer carefully performs this duty and may also collect and disperse necessary ramifications from the king for such guards and servants. Oh, I see. These monies are very important for the guards and servants, for they help. For they help to sustain the many families. However, if such a trusted officer commits a grievous offense, then the king's order for his death will not put the guards and servants into anxiety for their own sustenance. Yeah. However, if such a trusted officer commits a grievous offense, then the king's order for his death will not put the guards and servants into anxiety for their own sustenance. On one hand, as a mark of appreciation, on one hand, as a mark of appreciation of his loyalty, the officer was entrusted with important duties. Nevertheless, the same person may be executed for serious offenses. Similarly, Lord Krishna is the emperor of all kings and emperors. He is the master of both. He is the master of both Brahmanas, the creator of the universe, and Shiva, the annihilator of the creation. The Lord has bestowed upon all the Lord has bestowed upon all their individual potency, whether it be creation, annihilation, or anything else. No one dare raise objection if the Lord wants to punish any particular individual. even Ram, Lakshman, even Ram, Lakshman Devi, and goddess of fortune, who is the eternal consort of Lord Narayan, is sometimes punished, and even Lord Brahma and the other demigods are not spared his punishment. However, the Lord is always prepared to forgive the offenses of his devotees. When Lord Krishna sees anyone committing an offense and actually punishes them, know for certain that person will become his. It's true. That person will become his eternal servant. So get up, bathe, and complete your daily worship. Then eat and stop worrying. Just relax. Advaita Acharya became elated. The servant became jubilant hearing the punishment of the punishment of his master. Advaita said, now I can say, you are my Lord and Master. He began clapping his hands. He was overwhelmed with joy, being reassured. Oh, wow. Being reassured of the Lord's shelter, and forgot his previous sorrows. This is exactly what I experienced. But with the living Bhagavad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Gaura Haridas, emanating that transcendental sound vibration of Lord Caitanya by life and soul. The devotees became very happy. Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur began laughing. Those who are unfortunate or deprived of relishing the nectarian pastimes of the Lord. Advaita Acharya is Lord Chaitanya's eternal servant, and anyone who considers Advaita's spiritual wealth and position as the Lord's servant to be meager and low in his great illusion. Advaita Acharya is Lord Chaitanya's eternal servant, and anyone who considers Advaita's spiritual wealth and position as the Lord's servant to be meager and low is in great illusion. The significance and standing of a servant of the supreme of the Supreme Lord should never be diminished, because the Lord never elevates anyone to the position of his servitor until that person has sufficient spiritual realization to attain that transcendental platform. Beautiful, brilliant. The significance and standing of a servant of the Supreme Lord should never be diminished, because the Lord never elevates anyone to the position of his servitor until that person has significant spiritual realization to attain that transcendental platform. A person must first attain liberation, thus breaking the bonds of the materialistic conception of life. Only then does he become eligible to be a servitor of Lord Krishna. It's simultaneous. It's not first. It's simultaneously done now, gradually, in a gradual process. But yes, the great acharyas who worship the Supreme Lord Krishna and describe his transcendental pastimes have carefully delineated this topic in their commentaries of the Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vedic works. Jai Srimad Bhagavatam. The BG. Shall I let Lalita read now, Maharaj? Is she still here?
No, she left.
She's gone.
Yeah. Continue.
Shall I continue? Okay. The pure devotees of Krishna are all invested with his spiritual potency.
See, this is what the Lord wants to give. The pure devotees are invested with the spiritual potency. See, and nobody knows. This is a great secret. There's this investment with the spirit, invested with the. It's like that's the Lord's investment, man. That's the investment we want to invest in the spiritual potency instead of investing in the material potency. Invest in that. It's here. That's the. And that's why, that's the great gift of the Lord. He came to give the spiritual potency, make you a pure devotee without a lot of Lord, associated with the Lord. People, they don't have no idea. The pure devotee, it's all concepts, empty, unrealized concept. Oh, he's a pure devotee. Until you're an associate of the transcendental Lord, you're a devotee. You don't have to be anything special. You just have to be accepted by the Lord. He accepts your body as your home now, his home now. Yeah, that's the bottom line. And then you're invested with the spiritual potency. Yeah, and that's what kicks out the Maya. That's what kicks out the modes. That's what the exorcism is about. The Lord starts gardening now, see? Because why? That's like that simple statement of Jesus. I'm the true vine and my Father is the gardener. See, now you're invested with the spiritual potency because you went to the true vine, which is the pure devotee. That's where that's where you're going to get it. That's the most important thing you can realize is what is the spiritual potency? Where is it and how to attain it? That's what you get here. Everything. Otherwise, nothing that's of value in this world. You spend your life basically more or less fruitlessly. Or you think it's all about rules and regulations. You don't know. It's about, who's invested with the spiritual potency? It's because that's the only place I can get it. See, this is true knowledge. Okay? This is clear understanding, clear teaching. This is clear direction. Yeah, this is what people need to know. It's this is an emergency now. The emergence. We need this emergency. It's an emergency to get this emergence. Be invested with the spiritual potency. You got to go with who this is invested in. The Lord is invested in us, right? He's literally. He's the investment. He's the currency, man. He's the current. Yeah, he's the powerhouse. Yeah, you ever see, a house is lit up, because it has lights in it. It's the same. Where's the lights, man? Where's what temples are lit up in this world? Where's the light in the temple? Where's it, hanging? Where is the love of God? They see all these important things that people need to know. Where is the love of God? That's the most important question you can ask. Where's the love of God in this world? Because that's where you're going to get it, where the love of God is. Who is the storehouse for that? It's a question. Who is it? Yeah, go ahead, read on.
Beautiful, Maharaj. The pure devotees of Krishna.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Continue.
Okay. The pure devotees of Krishna are all invested with his spiritual potency. However, if one amongst them commits any offenses, Krishna may mercifully punish him to rectify him. Devotees who are narrow-minded and bigoted start fighting over petty matters. This is a serious deviation from the path of spiritual. Something
You're
wrong,
starting
Maharaj?
to break up.
Really? Really?
Yeah, it's starting to break up here. Yeah, why is this?
Don't know.
Yeah, you know what? Let me refresh my thing. Just stay on here
Okay.
for a second. I want you to read that again because I missed it. I'll
Okay.
be right there. I'll be right there.
Okay. Looking at those books on there of Govinda's. Govinda, put those books forward. Lovely colours. Wow. I can see your banana as well. There. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. I thought you was in our caravan the other day because you're in a caravan, aren't you? I can't hear you. You're muted. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Maharaj is back.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, read that again where you were.
I will. Okay. Devotees who are narrow-minded and bigoted start fighting over petty matters. This is a serious...
No, go back again. One
Go
second.
even back.
Yeah.
Okay. The pure devotees of Krishna are all invested with his spiritual potency. However, if one amongst them commits any offenses, Krishna may mercifully punish him to rectify him. Devotees who are narrow-minded and bigoted start fighting over petty matters. This is a serious deviation from the path of spiritual realization. And so a properly knowledgeable devotee will refrain from taking sides in such disputes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Pure devotion is possessed by someone who has no doubt that Gaura Chandra is the supreme personality of Godhead. Others who doubt Gaura Sundra's supreme position are faithless. The devotion is impure and will ultimately lead them to degradation. Is that right? Degradation.
Degradation, yeah.
It's true. Yes.
Yeah, and practically is the devotee, the actual associate of the Lord, represents that Lord Chaitanya. And if you don't acknowledge their being a representative of Lord Chaitanya, then they become degraded automatically, because it's connecting to the real line and the real devotees that gets us out of this. You know, if you go against the line, how you just become naturally degraded. That's the offense. You know, the devotees are here to save the world, not to condemn it, but there's condemnation in people. They condemn God. That's how they're condemned. You're just condemning. You know, the devotees of the associate of the Lord represent the Lord. They represent the saving grace of the Lord here. And by acknowledging that that's where the grace is, that's where the Lord is being represented, that's where Satchidananda is manifesting. Now you know that you're giving respect to the true nature of God. See, now you're coming closer to the Lord by coming closer to the devotee. See, the devotees are already very close to the Lord, very intimate with the Lord. And you come close to them, you're coming close to God. See, that's how it works. Otherwise, there's no, that's why they have to have a living devotee in this world, the tree of this devotion tree of the invested person invested with the spiritual potency. And that is the door, that is the gate, that is the place, that is, the well, all these different analogies for this. Yeah, that's if you want to be a liberated soul, that's where do you go? Why are you going to these non-liberated, all these guys, Eckhart Tolle's and all these guys, they're not liberated yet. They're still, maybe they got something, and it's only a partial understanding, and they'll fall down from it because it's not enough for them. They end up getting into philanthropic. They start mixing things, mixing their understanding because they get bored. It's not like devotional service, complete satisfaction and enthrallment. See, Christians end up doing the same thing. A lot of them, they start mixing up their altruism, to feed the hungries, and it's mixed in, and a lot of them get burnt out. There are a lot of ministers get burnt out on it's always serve. Because it's all external. You don't get burnt out on this. This is pure devotional service, pure worship of God, without any mixtures of pious activities and alloys. All these alloys people mixing in. This is the great gift of Lord Caitanya. It's called pure devotional service. And you got to be around the tree of that, person who knows, they've gotten the gift. So, yeah, that's really the essence. I think we'll stop here for a little while. Let's take a break.
Wow, powerful, Maharaj.
Yeah, good class today.
Yeah.
Good kata. Now we had a little pep talk, man. Bhakti. All right, thank you everybody for coming. Let's see if I got some questions here to talk about. Oh, I can't tell people. I'll look on here. Maybe I'll see. I might answer a question or two here. If you got any.
What's the date today?
Let's see, what do we got here? Hare Krishna, Mare. Let's see. 169 questions or comments. It's quite a few, huh? Yeah, I can't tell anyway. Okay, well, Hare Krishna, everybody. We'll be seeing you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Oh, wait a second. Stay on here. I'll end this.